All righty, everybody. Welcome to Casual Sports Talk Podcast, Week 12 NFL Stocks Edition. And now we got a gentleman right over here who's excited that the Brownies just fired Chip Kelly in the Raiders. Here's Chris.
I mean, I'm not excited that they fired Chip Kelly, but I mean, that's a true it's a true performance. 10 sacks for the Browns against the Raiders, and then Chip Kelly, he was the offensive coordinator, correct?
Yep. He got the pink slip.
I mean, I'm not happy when anyone gets fired unless it's Ryan Day. If he loses to the Michigan Wolverines this upcoming weekend, that'd be 5 straight losses for Day. But we're not here to talk about college football. But yeah, let's go Browns. What a win! It's an away game. I know the Raiders don't have. I know they have Genty. They have Trey Tucker, rookie. They have Brock Bowers. Should be a great young team. But apparently, or not apparently, but unfortunately, that team is not performing well right now. So let's go Browns! Woo, woo, woo.
Yes, indeed. And now we got a gentleman right over here who had multiple strokes, seeing Jameis Winston almost going to win this game, but he didn't. Here's Douglas.
Dude, Jameis, I can't even say his name. Winston's unbelievable. That catch where he somehow broke a tackle and was like, what in the world, dude? We can't tackle a quarterback? What are we doing here, Dan Campbell? I thought we were hitting on Wednesday and Thursday to practice for this. So that was a little bit embarrassing. And apparently the Lions and Browns have something in common this week. They both got a coordinator fired. Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Defensive coordinator after that collapse. The Raiders fired their offensive coordinator. What a week.
Hey, it would have been hilarious if the Cowboys did fire one of the Eagles coordinators. That would have been hilarious.
What if they fired Nick Sirianni coming off a Super Bowl and 8-3, but you lose a tough one to the Cowboys? Get out of here.
Get fired! You say fire Sirianni! That's what
how about this? Now here's a guy who fully enjoyed that victory on Sunday against the city of brotherly love, Stuart Jasper.
Oh my goodness. And I also gotta sing a beautiful song. It's a beautiful song, I gotta say. It's me, 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 me. I'm like an acapella. The Eagles are frauds. The Eagles are frauds. How did you give up 21 points against the Cowboys?
They gave it 24, so it started ruining your song, though.
It is the greatest game of all time because the Eagles are frauds. And no one believed me that we could beat the Eagles. But who was right? Who was right? Was it me? Oh, yes, I was.
Sir, you got. I said in our group text when you said the Eagles are frauds, you got to lay off that. They're still 8-3. They beat the Cowboys the first game of the season, and they put up quality wins against top 10 teams. So I don't know about the Eagles.
I smell this podcast, man. Frauds.
Dude, here's the thing. They're not frauds. They're a team that is exactly what we thought they were, where the offense can just go absolutely cold and do nothing like they did in the second half. And, I mean, they put up only 16 against the Lions, but their defense was great. They held the Cowboys to 0 there for a while, but then, unfortunately, they got tired because the offense was so bad that it was more like the Cowboys. I mean, they played good, Stu,
Speaking of teams that are potentially frauds, if we're going to talk about a top dog, the Eagles going down, how about a top dog, or should be a top dog in the East, Buffalo Bills going down?
Oh, that's a good fraud. Oh, my goodness.
That's a great segue going to that Thursday night
wonder
of a game.
We get to start with the Bills? That's a weird statement.
Yeah, right?
Yes, we will start with the Bills. But I gotta say, gentlemen, what did you think of this week's weird? I would say it's like a weird week. I would say a lot of teams, to be honest with you, I feel like a lot of teams, even when they won, there were some teams that's like, man, they should have lost that game.
The Ravens is one. They start off struggling. We'll talk about the Ravens when we come to that. So that was a big shocker right there.
Jacksonville was one of those games where I felt like both teams should have gotten a loss.
And before Stuart gets too excited, another team that should have won but ended up falling apart, the Indianapolis Colts. Stuart knew it because he's wearing it's not the official Chiefs red, but
Chiefs.
Still wearing red for the Chiefs, I guess. So,
did you gentlemen see that 59-yard kick from the Lions just to send the game to overtime against the Giants?
Oh, I saw that game.
How it went one way and then
like that.
I thought it was the angle of the camera that made it look even more because it wasn't the camera angle wasn't dead center. So.
When I saw that kick, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, bro. Like, unbelievable. We're gonna really lose. Like, I was ready to rate off the entire season in that kick, and then it just kind of like season's done if that kick misses.
Oh, you would not be in the happiest podcast if this was happening right now, Douglas.
I think Douglas would be fine.
The Wolverines looked good, and the Lions won, so we're feeling all right going into Thursday and Saturday.
Hey, all my teams won. I feel good.
Rivalry games this week, boys.
This is rivalry week.
Stuart's alma mater, the Bowling Green State University Falcons, won today on MACtion Tuesday night college football play. So good job.
We got the Lions and Packers here in like less than 48 hours. What a week.
Wow. It's going to be a fun 48 hours. Honestly, I'm going to be excited for this
Thursday night game. They gave us a stacked lineup too. What a great bunch of games.
Except for the Ravens.
I mean, I don't know, bro. Joe Burrow's back, Stu. Joe Burrow's back. Jamar Chase is back.
Is he officially back? I mean, I know on my fantasy team they're showing he's at projected points, but he's not. Yeah. He hasn't officially came off the IR.
I mean, he's not official, but I mean, he's playing.
He's like, looking pretty
playing. Official. So we get Lamar versus Joey Burrow. That's still a banger of a game, Stu.
It's a banger in game indeed. And now, gentlemen, we got some sad news. We have to put in our funeral. Burr, burr, burr.
21 gun salute.
We have sad news that the New York Giants are officially eliminated from the playoffs. You know what's funny? I looked at last year. I'm like, oh, so who was like the first team that was getting eliminated? Just shit for S and giggles. It was the New York Giants.
Did we all agreed on that from last week?
Yeah. So no, we all said the Tennessee Titans should get the eulogy, but apparently the Giants were like, oh, hold my beer. I can show you an awful season. But we like to do each week, gentlemen. We like to go back in time to August when we had our predictions about what was our thoughts on the New York Giants. And we were so pessimistic on these Giants right there. Christopher, you thought this team was awful. You gave them the ultimate one. You thought that it was going to be an S-storm. You thought this is not going. There are going to be a lot of holy moly losses right here.
I did in the podcast. I did verbatim. I call them a shitstorm, or they will have a shitstorm of the season. So very accurate.
Very accurate indeed.
And even I don't swear a lot on this podcast, but man, where you have me swearing, that means something serious.
Yeah, something serious. I literally said Russell Wilson was washed. Also, the only thing
Daniel Jones was washed, Stuart.
I didn't say Daniel. I said I did
Based
say that.
Messages you said earlier. You said Daniel Jones was washed.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
I said it. I know. But we didn't know that this was going to be good. I mean, come on. Nobody thought that Daniel Jones was going to be good.
I mean, he could be washed with one organization, then move on to another one. So I agree with you, Stuart.
Okay, to be fair, Josh, I said that Russell Wilson needed to retire. Also,
you're right.
Yeah, I was right. I felt very vindicated. You almost had a prediction. You were like Doug Stradamus and like basically said that this is going to backfire. They're going to bench Russell Wilson, go for Jackson Dart, and win a couple games. Though
it was really exciting there for like a week or two, man. Like that was a heck of a middle.
That was a heck of a middle, and he lost like 3 or 4 games.
Well,
and then
they're the first team, I think, in NFL history, if I'm not mistaken, where they had 5 double-digit leads this year that they've lost. Double digits. They were just up on the Broncos, like 27-8 or whatever in the fourth quarter and lost. They lost a bad one to the Lions. I think they were up on the Cowboys for a while there.
Up by 3 by the Cowboys.
Yeah. Like they were sitting there, they were balling out, man, and then they just couldn't finish, which is why their defensive coordinator just got fired.
Their defensive coordinator got fired. Their coach got fired. Honestly, I will say the coach should have gotten fired last year. Just saying, why did they keep this coach?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it's with any organization, i.e., the Cleveland Browns. Why does Kevin Stefanski still have a job? Maybe it's a contract, but he sucks. So maybe the Giants. We have faith in him. We have trust in him.
Yes,
Bold prediction for next year. the Giants will not be the first team eliminated 3 years in a row. There's too much talent there to be the worst team in the league again.
If anything, Giants might make the playoffs next year.
I'll say
but realistically, I'd say them at 7-10. Scadaboo will be back. Malik Neighbors will be back. Jackson Dart will be back.
Yeah. They're a potential worst to first type of candidate for sure.
I mean, there is still optimism. We got to see how Ken Scadaboo does good when he comes back. We got to see how Jackson Dart does when he comes back. I do feel like that they do have a lot of young talent. Also, the defense was kind of awful, god-awful, which is funny because other Chris with the K, said the defense of the Giants are good. And I'm like, and I should have texted him like, so are the Giants defense good? Is it good?
You should be like, so you're never invited back on our podcast for saying the Giants. No,
like, they're one of those teams where like there's pieces, like they have the good. That's where Abdul Carter went, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah, he's a rookie, but I think he's sinking on the list for rookie defensive player of the year.
I would say so. Like they also have like a couple of like they have at least a centerpiece of their defense right now. 3 potential stars in offense. Like this might be a kind of turning of the page here for the Giants. Hopefully for their organization because it's been painful.
Yeah, in every single one of their losses, they're giving up more than 20. Well, besides the Commanders game where they lost 21-6, every other game they're losing, they're giving up 25 or more points. Yeah, the defense is shiza.
Well, it's fourth quarter defense too. Like they're doing good. Like they had the game against the Broncos. Like how they lost that game is unbelievable.
9 minutes, literally, they had a 99.8%, I believe, or 99.9, and they blew. It's like that was honestly like the atrocious one. Honestly, I just felt like the Giants looked really bad.
This might be the longest eulogy we've ever given a team. So, man, we must really like the Giants and what they have forthcoming in the future. So, what are you guys predicting the Giants for next year? I said 7-10, if not better. But what do you guys think?
I like 9-8.
9-8.
We'll see
how.
Right. Maybe I see 7-10, but I got to see who they draft. We got to see if they make some right decisions.
Dude, they don't need any draft picks or players. They're good offensively. They have Abdul Carter defensively on the defense.
Maybe they'll do something like the Patriots did, where they get the right coach that comes in and just like really builds on what they have there. It comes in second-year quarterback that just needs that extra layer, and this team just flourishes.
What I really don't hope, piggybacking off of that, hopefully that works. Hopefully they do that. Doug would love it. Hopefully we've mentioned the past several podcasts. Hopefully it's not one of those situations where the player is great, but he's in the wrong organization. I just hope that Dart, Scadaboo, and Neighbors don't have to find homes in other cities with other teams. Because like these 3 combined offensive players are great. So hopefully the Giants just aren't a shitey or crappy organization where these players cannot flourish.
We'll
it's just been a really frustrating. I feel like in the your Giants organization, Giants fans should be, man, both those New York markets.
Yeah, right.
They might be in. We like to call it, or Chris likes to call it, in the shitter right now.
Yeah, the shit storm of organizations.
The shit storm. So I guess
I'm sorry.
Final thoughts on the Giants before we'll discuss you guys, New York Giants in February.
No, I've said what I need to say, and I love what I'm saying. So I'm loving what I'm going to see, hopefully, in the future for the Giants.
Yeah, I think I always say it. Man, do you miss them? Do you miss Mr. Daniel Jones? Giants fans? Just saying.
So the Giants, we gave him 1 last week. Does this make him like a 0, or we keep him at a 1, or how does that work?
Basically, so this one, so we don't have to really do any scores right there since there's the first eliminated.
I mean, not that any of us had Giants stocks. I don't believe so.
Now, so the rule is, and I should say in the stock options before we move on. So if you pick a team and they get eliminated, you lose all their money. It's like filing for bankruptcy.
Yeah, it's like a 0. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
So random because I think we're moving on to the Bills here, right?
Yes, we're going to talk about
they just signed Brandon Cooks apparently, so that's kind of exciting.
Oh wow, the wide receiver who's been in the NFL for a while and always shows up at random teams. All right, I know he used to be with the Saints at one time. I think the Raiders.
Oh. Yeah. So
yes, we'll see.
Not sure that it's really going to help him because I love what Josh Allen can do. It doesn't matter who the wide receiver is. Well, except for this game.
Yeah.
The wide receivers. Josh Allen typically always finds a way, no matter who the wide receivers are.
Yeah, so we got to talk about this game where basically the Buffalo Bills lost 23-19. What? This team looked atrocious. When we were talking about frauds and my joke about
it's not the entire team looking atrocious. It's more or less the offensive line. It's more or less the defensive line of the Texans being able to overpower the Bills because they had 8 sacks on Josh Allen, I do believe.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was about to highlight too is the I didn't realize how good the Texans defense was. They're number 1 in the league in scoring defense, I think. Well, it's either them or the Rams, but they're right there. And Will Anderson is a grown man. Golly.
And I agree with you, Doug. Like, I haven't really paid attention or watched any of the Texans. I thought the Browns easily had a top 2 defense, if not the best defense. But, man, watching Thursday night Texas on prime time, that really opened the eyes to me and hopefully a lot of other viewers out there seeing how great the Texas defense is.
A lot of people are now saying that the Texans might be able to catch the Colts here. Like they haven't played until yet. Like they still have a shot at a division title, and a lot of people are kind of like hopping on the Texans winning the South train, which I don't know about that, but we're on the Bills. My apologies.
I mean, it would be interesting. It would be interesting indeed in this one. But we have to show some clips right over here from the great NFL memes website, Twitter account. I will say, love the memes. So we pretty much put in the voice, but we got to show. It might be sped up, but we just wanted to show this great clip right over here of how Buffalo played in this game, and it was terrific. Just really amazing. Had that first play right over there, hitting that right there, and then boom. Then had 2 great plays right over here. They're just like balling right there. And then, moment of disaster. Boom! Boom!
Oh, man.
Ah, got it right over there. Pick 6. And then wait for it. He's running for his life. Josh Allen is running. And then, that is it. And one for it. That game dagger right there at the end, gentlemen.
Yeah, two interceptions for Josh Allen. That's never pretty. I think that I don't know if this is a stat or not, but I mean, when's the last time he had more turnovers, meaning more interceptions than he had throwing passing touchdowns? I don't think that's ever happened because he had 0 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Yeah, man, it's crazy. What an unfortunate game for Josh Allen.
It was not.
Buffalo's going to win it still. Like I thought they were still going to do it after as bad as they played. I'm like, wow, this team. So it's kind of poetic that the defense for the Texans made one last stand because you just expect Josh Allen to convert there.
Yeah. So last week we basically gave them all 7s. Buffalo is now in the 7th seed right now, not even the division, and they would play against the Denver Broncos, who are looking good. Last week I gave them a 7. Okay, they did not look good in this game. Offensive line looks atrocious right now, in my opinion. I don't think they can. They're on that cusp. Like, literally, they're fighting for their lives right now on making the postseason. It is crazy to think about it. Like, there's a lot of teams. I did not put that in my bingo card.
The Lions of the AFC.
Oh, what?
So they're the Lions of the AFC.
Yeah, honestly, they could be the Lions right over there in the AFC. I got to bump them down to the 6 right now because I think they're the weakest right now. No, I still probably put Jacksonville as probably the weakest team that's in the postseason. But there's a part of me I'm like, is Buffalo not going to make a postseason?
Dude,
Sure, they'll be fine. We already said that they played the Texans.
Yeah.
The game was in Houston, yeah. Texans have the best defensive line in the NFL, best defense in the NFL. This game was not what we were expecting, and it is because the Texans had a better defense. The Bills couldn't handle it. So keep the Bills. We had a 7 last week. Keep me at a 7 for sure.
Oh, you think they could beat the Broncos?
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, I've said this multiple weeks on the podcast. I'm not caring about the projected and hypothetical playoff picture. Bills would play the Broncos, Jaguars play the Colts. That doesn't matter because more than likely that will not happen in reality. Bills are still playing like a team that could win in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah. I think I'm more on the Stu logic, though. I'm going to go with the 6 as well.
Let's go.
Like, I don't know. Like, I just, right now I don't have a lot of confidence in the Lions. I don't have a lot of confidence in the Bills just because it's like last year they both were more clutch and explosive and like just more consistent. Where this year both teams have shown, I don't know what it is. They're just not clicking at the rate that they're used to clicking at. You know, we've seen the Bills get shut down a few times. We've seen the Lions get shut down twice this year. Where last year they were just so high powered that it didn't matter. They just outscored everyone.
Yeah, and I have to agree. I mean, compared to them and the Chiefs, granted, like the Chiefs only had like one sort of ugly loss with the with the Jaguars. Buffalo has two really ugly losses. Them against the Dolphins and them against the Texans. And I think those are really ugly losses. Way more on that sense.
Well, I mean, the Texans won, though. I mean, they were at least in that game until the final drive. I mean, they got it down into the red zone with 23 seconds left. Like, they still put themselves in a position to win. It's just kind of one of those where it's like it didn't bounce their way this year.
I mean, it didn't bounce away, but still, I'm just like, I still feel like that Dolphins loss. That's inexcusable.
The
They should have
Dolphins
won.
one is inexcusable, yes. The Texans one is a little bit of a different story with Will Anderson out there balling. Granted, Houston had their backup quarterback in and freaking outplayed Josh Allen in this game, so that's a weird one if you want to transition to the Texans.
That's even the crazy part. The backup.
That's another thing. Just because he's a
Dennis,
backup,
Dennis was it?
yeah, Davis Mills. Just because people think of the word backup, they think he's not as good as a starter, if not better. I think Davis Mills, C.J. Stroud, he was struggling, and yeah, I know C.J. Stroud was injured, right? So I believe that Davis Mills might be keyword might. He might be the go-to guy there in Houston at the quarterback position.
They said that he was the number one player coming out of high school way back, and then so it's like he had high upside at one point for sure too. So yeah, maybe.
But it's interesting because this week, like I said, last week we gave the Houston Texans. Me and Chris for game 4s. Douglas is the only one that gave him 5s. They did win this game. They are not in the postseason, but they are in on the hunt right now. It's them. It's honestly like 3 teams right now. It is Houston, Pittsburgh, and the Kansas City Chiefs right now. They're on the hunt right now.
Well, plus Doug brought up a great point. Texans might even catch the Colts in the division. Hypothetically speaking, they could. I gave him a 4 last week, bump up to a 5. I like what Davis Mills is doing. He could use Nico Collins a little bit more. But yeah, well, you got Will Anderson and the defense. Defense is looking good. Offense could improve. And yeah, so I'm comfortable with the 5. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm on the fence here because I agree with what Chris has been saying where I want to project where I think the team will finish, not just where they sit in the current standings. But they're right there at 8. They have the head-to-head over Buffalo, but yeah, and they have the win. I don't know, man. I'll say it a 5 for them. I mean, I think there's high upside here, but I also need to see it. Like, they get to play the Colts, I think, still 2 more times. So, like, they'll have opportunities to prove themselves and show if they're truly playoff material here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put them at the 5 right now. I think this team is looking good. They are improving. I mean, granted, they're in the same thing as basically the Ravens were, where they had like a bunch of clunkers in the early of their season. And now I feel like they're turning it up. And I'm definitely liking it, but I think the only hard part is, like I said, can they catch up? Because there's a lot of teams that are like trying to fight for that spot. Chiefs are fighting for that spot. Buffalo's trying to fight for that spot. Jaguars and the Chargers are trying to fight. They're trying to retain our spot. So it's going to be a hard battle to get into that playoff spot, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm definitely a little bit optimistic, but I'm still like, I don't know if they can get that hump right there. I don't know. I don't think they're the strongest 5 that I'm picking on these teams right over here. And now we got one team there. We got to talk about another team of disappointment, of failure, of, dare I say, butt fumble. The Ravens beating out the New York Jets, 23-10, even with Tyrod Taylor as their starting quarterback right now. They still got a loss. So last week we gave the butt fumble Jets all 2s. Now, did they deserve the colossal 1, Douglas, or did they keep on trucking with those 2s?
What did they do to get us to bump them up to a 2? Who did they beat to get there?
They beat the Browns.
They did beat the Browns. They did win 2 games in a row.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give them the 1. I think. Like, I don't know.
Are they okay? Hear me out.
Well,
are they worse than the Tennessee Titans?
No, they're not. That's the thing. The Titans.
Yeah, like I
think terrible.
The colossal one should be you're god awful. Like it's like you are the bottom of the barrel.
All right, fine, fair enough, Stu. Give him a 2.
Oh, sir, quite the salesman.
Yes.
Wait, before I lock that in, do you have any other stock this week?
No.
Okay. I'll say if you have some other stock, I'm crashing it.
So I bring this up because we gave the Giants the E. They're not a 1; they're eliminated. If you had stock, it's a 0. And our rule is a 1. If we give someone a 1, that means they're going to get the first top 2 draft picks.
Yes.
So Giants, are they all like not on our stock options, but are they still? Who can we give a 1?
They are not in the bottom. They are the. If I'm looking at the.
But like I'm saying, who do we give a 1 if the teams are already eliminated?
The Titans, I would say, that are the only ones.
So do we still give the Giants? I'm not saying like on paper we're giving them a 1, but like I mentioned, the teams that deserve a 1 are the teams that are going to get the number 1 pick overall, the number 2 pick overall. Right now, the Giants are an E; they're eliminated, so they're the worst. Not the worst team in the NFL, but it'd be the Titans and the Giants. So are the Giants a 1? Are we reserving the 1 for the Giants? Because I was on the same lines with Doug on this. I would gladly give the Jets a 1, but if the 1 is reserved for the Giants because they're already eliminated, do I give the Jets a 2? Is that how it works?
Yeah, I would probably still give them the 2 because, like I said, I just think
so there's a team eliminated. They're kind of like the 1 hypothetically. Gotcha.
Yeah, they're the 1 hypothetically. Yeah. Also, and I always say this, Christopher, are they worse than the Titans? Like the Tennessee Titans, I still feel like worse record.
The Titans, we're not going to talk about them when it comes to their game. But yeah, the Titans are a 1.
This is where the half point comes in my mind, Stu. This needs to be an added layer. They're a 1.5 because they have like the same record as all these other teams, but they are up there higher because of default.
Right.
Yeah.
The Jets do not deserve the 2.
So maybe next year we incorporate the percentage, the half point.
I don't know.
They're 1.5 for me.
What? This? Get me wrong. This
right now, actually.
This is probably the worst 2 team in the NFL right now.
See, and sir, you said it perfectly, sir, earlier. The Jets and the Giants, what are they doing over there in East Rutherford, New Jersey? They're not producing NFL teams. They're performing. They're producing shiny NFL organizations.
We should give Toronto, or we should give like London a team. Like get them out of there. Toronto knows how to at least make the playoffs and stuff.
I mean, heck, we already play 3 games a year in London. Might as well give them a team.
Exactly.
What can hurt with 5 more games for the home games?
Yes, indeed, right over here. And now we got the Baltimore Ravens. Look at that, winning this game. I mean, pretty much an easy game. I mean, it is against the Jets. I know it's any given Sunday, but let's be honest, it's the sorry ass Jets.
Early stages of the game, it was not so easy, but the Ravens pulled out. Oh, so here's a fact. So what? Lamar's been back for the last 4 weeks. He started the first 5 weeks and they got injured for a couple weeks. Mm-hmm. So he is not Lamar Jackson. We know him as a rushing quarterback. He has not broken 1 20-yard rush this entire season. Ever since he's been back from his injury, like rushing, he's averaging like one rush yard per rush. I was watching a little clip on ESPN today that's saying like they were showing clips. When he's in the pocket, he has blocks. He should be able to turn a 3rd and 7 into an easy first down. Like there were a couple plays this past Sunday when they played the Jets. He could have turned like a 2nd and 5 into a first down, or a 3rd and 8 into a first down. But they're saying that Lamar Jackson, he's more timid than what he used to be. He's scared to rush that ball. So maybe he is like worried about his injuries. But what did we give the Ravens last week? Sorry for my tangent there.
Yes, I was the only one that gave him 5. Christopher and Douglas gave them 6s. They would make the postseason. They are in the division lead. They did catch up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and
3 games out at one point. That's incredible.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Is this the quickest evaporation of a 3-game lead like NFL history?
Yeah,
Like,
it is crazy because, like, I think at one point we gave them like twos at one point in the season, if I remember correctly. Like, we were very, very low on the Ravens,
yeah.
and I think probably was it like week 5, week
Yeah,
6.
week 5, I had my notes. We gave him a 2 here in week 5.
This could have been like buying Amazon in like 1999, boys.
yeah, buying Bitcoin too, you know?
So I'll go first. I think they could beat the Chargers. I think they're definitely looking good. They're definitely doing what they did last season, where they basically were like had these like ugly losses and stumbling. But then I think they're like getting better and better and better. Now the one question is, are those ugly losses going to haunt them and maybe think there's the warning signs like last year?
See,
And then
you summed it up perfectly with the Cowboys and the Texans the other day. All right, you said it's not how you start the season; it's how you finish. So, if, like those early season flaws are in games 1 through 5, but they finish amazing in games 6 through 17. Who cares like about those early blemishes? Like, they are a complete football team that's turned around defensively, have an MVP caliber quarterback, and have a great running back, good cast of receivers and tight ends. Like, this is a team that could easily make a nice Super Bowl run here.
And that's why I'm going to raise them up from a 6 to a 7 as well. Lamar Jackson, almost like Lamar Jackson, almost like Josh Allen. Doesn't matter who the wide receivers are. Like, he could throw the ball as long as he has a good running back. With Derrick Henry, he had 2 touchdowns this past Sunday against the Jets. Yeah, 7 right there.
Well, I mean, and the thing is, too, you got to imagine Lamar will run more when it really, really matters. Like, he's keeping himself safe, like, for that playoff run. And I'm going to go with a nice 7 here, too.
Ooh, triple sevens, the holy trinity of sevens. I mean, we will see how the Ravens do it, but I guess gun to your head. Are the Ravens going to do better or worse than last season? Will they have an embarrassing loss?
Oh, they made it to the division round last year?
Yeah, they made it to the division round, and then Mark Andrews dropped that ball for the 2-pointer. Going there.
Oh, that's right. yeah.
I mean, the hot take, I don't know who in the AFC would truly like beat them by the time the postseason comes around. It's like, I think them against the Chiefs would go differently for some reason. I think they should have beaten the Bills in week 1. They were up 15 with a couple minutes to go, and they choked that away. And it's like, they're a team that, like, I think that they have like a legit Super Bowl potential here. And like, I don't know. They might be the most complete team in the AFC at the moment to me. It's like the Colts are stumbling a little bit. The Bills are stumbling. The Patriots, if you look at their schedule, like, they've played nobody. They're 10-2, but like, you can't tell me you wouldn't take Lamar still. Like, I don't know. That game would be fascinating. Like, I don't know. Like, there's not a lot of teams I would take over Baltimore in the AFC.
Yeah, hypothetically, Ravens would be playing the Chargers if that was true, in the future, so to speak. Yeah, I would take the Rams, especially because that'd be a home game for the Rams. I would take them playing in Baltimore.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I still feel like I'm still worried about these like warning signs in the earlier seasons. And granted, I do kind of agree with myself. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. But it's like, are those warning signs going to be like, okay, that was just warning signs? Or is it like what happened in the postseason last season where it was like, oh, those warning signs were real? And
so, Stu, can I ask you this in like a different context? I'm curious on your opinion on this. Can a team really get into their own head in situations and like have like almost a mental collapse? Like, for example, Baltimore in the playoffs, the Bills against the Chiefs right now. But then, do you think this also could apply to Michigan and Ohio State, or do you think it does not extend to that? I'm curious if you think like there is a mental edge right now between.
I think it could happen.
Well, because I think Ohio State.
Yeah, I do feel like that could
be there.
Yeah, I think that you could have a mental edge. You could have that frustration of like, this is like this is like my holy grail that I got to do this. Like, this is like the thing that I did it. And like I said, for whatever reason, like I said, Buffalo cannot beat the Chiefs. Ravens cannot beat the Chiefs in the postseason.
Yeah. The only one that can do it is Joe Burrow, but the freaking team won't stay healthy for him.
Yeah, that's the problem. The only one that did it is Joe Burrow. And then the year after that, then like the mayor got cocky in Cincinnati, and then they called it Joe Burrow holiday and Joe Burrow this. We're gonna call this.
T. Higgins is out, but Jamar Chase is coming back off that 1-game suspension, so hopefully it'll work out well.
Yeah, I mean, I read a thing earlier that he said he's playing if he's healthy enough. He's like, I don't care what the record is, I'm out there to ball. So Ravens will have a fun matchup against Cincy this weekend, or I guess Thursday.
It would be a fun one indeed. And now we got another loss. The interesting loss right over here. The Pittsburgh Steelers lost to the Bears. Man, Aaron Rodgers was out, so Mason Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, tried his best, but unfortunately could not win this game.
Besides the Lions-Giants game, this might have been one of the more entertaining games of this past week.
No.
Yes. Honestly, that was a really good game, but man, Steelers are going down. Like last week, we gave them all 6s. They are now fighting for their lives to try to make a postseason. They are now. They still have a winning record. Don't get me wrong, but they would be theoretically out of the postseason right now. They're now 9th ranked in the division in the AFC division.
They have to be pissed that they didn't get to play the Ravens in week 1 through 5. Like that team was such dog shit. Why couldn't we play the dog shit Ravens?
So you had the Browns who played the Ravens, and the Ravens got 2 easy wins.
I mean, it's going to be a murderous row. I'm looking at the last 5 schedules. So next week they're going to play against Buffalo, but it's at Steelers, and then they got to play against, the Ravens, then the Dolphins, but that's probably an easy win. Lions, who are they're fighting for their lives right now to make a postseason. Browns, okay, their season's done, and then the Ravens.
Dude, but they got Shador now, so even that game, give me the Browns.
Watch out, dude. He's the truth, baby. It's time.
Shador. So
last getting the all-time family record, who cares? We got Shador Sanders still and Myles Garrett.
Shador right over here, baby. But Douglas, last week we gave them all 6s.
I mean, an easy 5. Like this team, they're not making it. Like there's too many other teams. Like they're not. The Chiefs would make it over them. Like there's like 4 or 5 teams in that mix that are all better than them.
Yeah, this is such a frustrating. I mean, I feel like the Steelers are not going to be 9-8 and miss the postseason. Like I said, I have always said this. This is the two destinies of the Pittsburgh Steelers should be either going to be one, they'll be 9-8 and miss the postseason, and we'll give them a 5, and we'll do our eulogy, or they'll make the postseason, and then they'll get their ass kicked by like the Patriots or the Broncos. You know, just pick one of those 4, and then they just get, or the Colts, and then they just get killed by like 17 points. Like it'd be 17 or 20, and it's not even a good game.
They need to blow it up. Still. They need to blow it up.
Like I hate to say it, I think they need to blow it up. Like they are heading into Red Wings territory. They're heading into, I know we're not a hockey podcast, but they're heading to the Pittsburgh Penguins territory where it's just like you have all this talent and everyone's core, and you're just thinking everything's good when it's like it ain't good. It ain't good right now. I could see a world, Chris, and you'd be happy about this. Steelers are bad, and the Browns would be better.
Yeah, once Mike Tomlin leaves the city of Pittsburgh as a head coach for the Steelers, yeah, he'll be bad. So yeah, like great point. Yeah, will the Steelers even finish 9-8? Because when's the last time that Tomlin had a losing record?
Tomlin's had a losing record. That's the one thing. Yeah, everybody talks about. Tomlin doesn't have a losing record and all this stuff. I mean, I'll give him a 5.
Steelers right now are 6-5. Bills, Ravens, Dolphins, Lions, Browns, Ravens. Easy win for the Dolphins probably against them. Browns, I say, because it's in Cleveland, but that should be a semi-easy win. But the other 4 games, I mean, who knows if Tomlin could walk out with a winning record this season? But somehow he's gonna squeeze it out. Give me a 5 because the Ravens are turning on the Jets.
No.
Steelers are on the afterburners. They're slowing down. Yeah, 5 for the Steelers.
And it always stinks because I just feel like I'm just repeating myself over and over again about the Pittsburgh Steelers. But it's like, have I not been wrong? Preseason, I've not been wrong. Regular season, I've not been wrong. Maybe I gave him a 7 at one point because I was thought, okay, maybe there might be optimism, but I'm like, and now I feel like I'm the same expectation of the Pittsburgh Steelers as always. And I bet you even.
Sir, this will be a great segue into the next team we're going to talk about. Are you going to ask me the one question that you always ask me?
Oh, yes. I will ask you this. You're going to come right here. And I will always ask you this, Christopher. Last week, we all gave him sevens. Do you still think Caleb Williams is the bust?
So we gave him a 7 last week. I'm gonna keep him at a 7. And then to answer your question, I'm starting to change my mind. I'm not gonna admit that he's not a bust because it might be. I mean, what CJ Stroud had a great freshman year. Second year, he's a bust.
Yeah.
So you never know. I like to see it until a third year to see if he's actually the guy that the Bears need. So I'm keeping at a 7. Caleb Williams, great performance on Sunday.
Well, the one thing I will say too, and like maybe I don't know if this is a correct opinion, but it's the opinion I have right now. I feel like quarterbacks that do good in their sophomore year are a lot more likely to be successful long-term quarterbacks. Where I feel like you can kind of be like a flash in the pan as as like a rookie, and then defenses figure you out. But if it's like the reverse, like if you're kind of rough your first year, but then you figure out the defenses, then like you're truly developing, and like teams might know what you're doing, but you're like ahead of the defenses still, if that makes sense. Like you clearly have something. And like Caleb Williams, he's developing that. Like he's efficient with the ball. It could be Ben Johnson's offense where like they kind of have a really hard to defend scheme right now. So it's like it's kind of a perfect little mesh for them right now. And Caleb Williams, I mean, he had a bad rookie season, but I was watching the Manning cast last night. Eli Manning had 28 interceptions as a rookie. And like, you know, we all know how that turned out. Like that was the most in NFL history. And he ended up being one of the best of all time. And I'm not saying Caleb's going to be one of the best of all time, but he might be the best Bears like quarterback of all time by this time it's all said and done. I'll give him a 7 to finish it. Give me a 7.
I will always say it's kind of crazy to think about it, like with the Bears with Caleb Williams. This is the first year we have a new pope, and the pope is from Chicago. Is he bringing the holy greatness of Chicago Bears, the power of Catholics, to win, to make par right there in Chicago? And I got to give him the 7 right now. Like this team is looking really good. It is crazy to think that, like, and then we talked about it last year. Who would have thought the Bears would be in this division? Would be in the lead in this division? If I remember correctly, I don't think anybody picked the Bears.
Well, I mean, it was an easy assumption they would be dead last in the division. I mean, you have 15-2 Lions. You have 3 playoff teams in your division, you know, and it's still the best division in the NFL, I think, top to bottom.
Yeah,
well,
we thought
the Vikings might say otherwise.
No, I felt like we were like, okay, we're maybe a little bit optimistic, maybe a bounce up, but like they ain't gonna do this. And honestly, who do you think is gonna get coach of the year, Rabel or Ben Johnson?
Ooh, Rabel.
I think Vrabel too. I think unfortunately for the Bears, the schedule gets really tough. Like they have to play, I think, Philadelphia on Friday. They still have to play the Lions, who like kind of beat them pretty good the first time. I think they play the Packers still, maybe the 49ers, if I'm not mistaken. Like the end of their schedule here is, I mean, if they make the playoffs or win the division, they're going to earn the division title. That's for darn sure.
The only team they have left is the Browns, and everybody else is just like either fighting for their lives. And I think it's even going to be harder because like everybody else, like the Eagles, that's going to be a tough one because they already have the division. But everybody else is like literally they're fighting for their lives to make that postseason right now.
I mean, a dogfight, man.
For coach of the year, we've also mentioned that, and I agree that the Patriots have had almost a cupcake schedule with their wins. I know wins against the Bills, Buccaneers were impressive, but their other wins. So like, why does a coach coaching a team that has an easier schedule? So I said Vrabel initially, but now I'm going to the Bears head coach. So
well, I mean, if somehow the Bears finish like 12-5 or something ridiculous, you know, like absolutely, it's Ben Johnson. Like I don't know, but I mean, I kind of feel like they're going to fall off here, which is why I say Vrabel. I feel like they're like likely to make the playoffs, but they could easily fall behind like the 49ers, Lions, Packers pretty quickly if they don't kind of win some games, though.
I mean, it would be hilarious if the Bears beat the Eagles. I would laugh so hard.
Is that game in Chicago?
No, it's in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, though. You never know.
I would put a lot of money on the Eagles winning at home against the Bears.
All right, we'll see how it goes in that one. Indeed. And now we got to talk about another embarrassing team that embarrassed themselves into another loss where the Bengals decided to, wait a minute, lose another game against the Patriots, 26-20. I think, gentlemen, we had to show a clip right over here on the greatness of Flacco right over here. I know Flacco's been playing great, but I had to share this one right over here, gentlemen, about the terribleness of Joe Flacco in this first play right over here.
Oh, glorious.
A glorious pick six right there. A glorious pick six right over there.
I mean, Joe Flacco, just like, you have veterans in the NFL. Jameis Winston, I would consider him a veteran. Excuse me. And Jameis Winston, he threw an interception, but he still had a great day. Joe Flacco, interception, pick six. I mean, the Bengals aren't gonna, I know it's a home game in Paycor Stadium, but you're playing the 9-2 Patriots, now 10-2. I would hope that most people wouldn't think that the Bengals would pull out a victory. I think it was closer than what it was, actually. So
yeah, I will say so. Last week we all gave him twos, and there's also reports that Joe Burrow might be coming back. I know
they about that earlier. Let's go Burrow.
Yeah. But I mean, even with them, I don't know.
I would not. I don't know.
You can't go up. I mean, I'll keep that too.
I'll keep that too quick and easy. I agree with the two. Can't go up. Yeah. See, I was going to say like what we're saying about this because the Browns are the same. Browns have the same record as the Bengals. So man, the Browns might be better than the Bengals.
But I will say, gentlemen, should you have Joe Burrow play or just the season's done? Let's just wait until next year.
I mean, the season's not it might be over, but if the Bengals for some wacky reason could win out, pull a 9-8 record, the way the AFC North has been playing, I mean, heck, the Steelers started 4-1. We thought they were going to walk away with the division. Now the Ravens are creeping back at 6-5. This division's still up for battle, even at a 3-8 team.
I mean, it's a long shot, but I think too, I don't know. I think you got to build that chemistry with your guys. Show them that you're going to go to war with them. Show the franchise that you're all in on winning, and kind of put pressure on them. Remember how freaking good I am. Even if you lose some games, just show how lethal you and Jamar are, and be dude, give me a defense so we can actually do this thing.
I was a small comparison here. I was watching something about why LeBron is not the GOAT compared to Kobe and Michael Jordan. It's because Kobe and Michael Jordan, they fought for all 48 minutes of the game. LeBron, he'll go down and out. So what I'm correlating here is the Bengals, prove that you have fighters in your team. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Higgins, I know he's out. Yeah, prove that you guys are fighters. Come back next year if you guys might be eliminated, if you guys lose one more game. But prove that you guys are fighters and the true, maybe not GOATs, but, a couple of the greatest players in the NFL currently.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed, in this one. And now we got to talk about the winners, the Patriots, who still looking good. They have the best record right now.
Crazy.
In the NFL. They would get the bye as of right now. They have the best record in the AFC right now. So we'll start with you, Christopher. What is your thoughts on the New England?
I mean, this might be America's team. You got to be patriotic, room for the Patriots. We gave them a 7 last week, you said, or an 8?
Oh. Yeah, we gave them 8s. We all gave them 8s. Also,
I'm keeping them at an 8. There's a couple other 2 AFC teams that I'm excited to watch week in and week out. So Patriots might have the best record in the AFC, but there's a couple other major contenders in the AFC that could knock them out and be in the Super Bowl other than the Patriots. But yeah, like what the Patriots doing, Drake May, MVP go-getter. I think he's top 3 in the MVP vote racing. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting. And the running back decision, Travion Henderson, Ramondre Stevenson. I know Stevenson's been out, but Travion Henderson, he's electric. And yeah, let's go Patriots.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, well said. I mean, 8's for sure the number. We'll see, because I mean, we've mentioned this. Their schedule's been a little bit weak. If you look through it, but continue to prove it. Beat the Bills, hold them off of the division, and they have a nice chance to make a run here in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm looking at their schedule right there. They really have. Yeah, I do agree. Their only tough opponent is the Bills and the Ravens. That is it.
I'm part of this one college football group on Facebook. A lot of these people bash the Buckeyes for having a cupcake schedule, and this correlates to the Patriots because like Patriots almost like cupcake schedule. They've been two teams, so I want to see what they're really made of these upcoming weeks.
It'll be interesting how they're going to play, and I think honestly the really test is going to be how they do with the Bills and the Ravens.
Yeah,
I know they're both at Bills at home and the Ravens are basically away, but I think that's going to be the two interesting tests to see like can this Patriots team still be dominant right over there, or are they going to have like 2 losses and they still don't make it? They still make the postseason, but it's like they might be 1 and done in this one, indeed. And now we got one team. We got to talk about your Lions, Douglas. You almost had a heart attack. You probably lost 3 years of your life expectancy.
Doug, can you zoom in with your camera? I want to see if you have any gray hairs because of this game, Doug.
Yeah, but I hit my head.
Oh, you're clean.
Man.
Yeah,
I mean,
what a game.
There's not as much.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I already mentioned this. I kind of had given up on almost the entire season there for a minute. Like I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't pretty. It showed grit, which the Lions claimed to be all about. So it was really nice to see them respond in that epic fashion there. Man, oh man! Like I heard a quote on SportsCenter today where it was basically quite simple. The Lions can't win a Super Bowl with this offensive line. And right now, the way that this offensive line is playing, granted, Jahmyr Gibbs, 264 yards, 3 touchdowns. But man, oh man, like Goff has just not been in a rhythm. And Amon-Ra hasn't been in a rhythm. Like the offense just feels really bogged down right now. And this was the game I thought that we would really kind of get on a good gear. Like, I'm like, all right, we're playing the Giants. If nothing else, they might put up 27 points, but we're going to put up 42. Like I expect us to run away with this one and be a lot more efficient. And it's a little bit concerning right now that the offense isn't clicking. Sam Laporta's possibly out for the season. Like there's some nerves here. I mean, I also love what they're doing on defense, and they're going to get a bunch of really good guys back here soon. Like they've been playing without, I think, all 4 of their starting defensive backs, but they're starting to get them back. They're getting back their safeties. They're all their cornerbacks. And so, like, this team, the linebackers are good. The defensive line, we're also getting back Marcus Davenport, I think. He's a defensive end that'll help out and get some pressure outside of Aiden Hutchinson, hopefully. So, like, the pieces are there if it can start gelling, but we need it to click really fast, like 2 days fast to beat these Packers because they kind of manhandled the line of scrimmage last time.
Yeah. So. I mean, and also, I should say, Christopher and Douglas gave him 6s. I was the only one that gave him 5. They still would not make the theoretical playoffs right now. They're in the number 8 spot as of right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm staying with a 6. Like, I can't move them from a 6. Like, I think I still have a strong feeling that we'll make a run at the division title here. But, you'll learn a lot about the Lions here on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. I'm looking at the Lions schedule. It's a murder's row of, like, a lot of teams. They got to play against the Packers, then the Cowboys, who are both trying to fight to make that postseason, Rams, then the Steelers, then the Vikings, then the Bears. Yeah. Vikings is the only easy one, and you did lose to them.
Well, I mean, on that game, hopefully that Week 18 game is for the division titles too. That's all we can hope for at this point. Lions, Bears for the NFC North. Let's go.
I mean, I do think they're going to make the postseason, but it's like I'm still going to keep them the 5. But it's like if they don't make the postseason, this is very much a wash. And I even talked to my stepfather, Pat, who is a Lions fan, begrudging Lions fan, I should say, as most Lions fans have been in the past. And I kind of talked about it, like with all this talent and all that stuff. And I hate to say it, and it sucks, but if they don't make that postseason or they don't make it far in that postseason, does it make you think, man, that San Francisco game, we should have won that game? That was our only hope.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely will always kind of ring true if the Lions never break through, But, that's who we are, though. It's like Dan Campbell. I mean, obviously, if we could go back and change some things, we would have. But, we got there by being aggressive all season, so we stayed true to who we were. And it was a shame that it all played out that way. But I mean, I don't think the window's closed on this Lions team. Like, I really think that we're just like, we're missing a little something here, but we're getting so many people back in the coming weeks that I think we'll start to see it gel. And I mean, there's a chance that they fall flat on their face again against Green Bay, but I kind of feel like this team's about to step up and really kind of pressure the Packers here and kind of take control of their season again.
Doug, when are your defensive players returning? Are they cornerbacks, defensive linemen, ends? But
a little bit of both. Like, our defensive end is coming back. I think Kirby Joseph's been out. Our couple of our starting defensive backs that we just got, I think one of our Ohio State guys been out for a while. Terrion Arnold, that we thought he was done for the year, but he's coming back.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, you said I gave him a 6 last week. I'm gonna keep him at 6. Yeah, they won a game. It was a hard fought game. Scary for sure throughout the entire way. But yeah, I think there's 3 teams going to make the playoffs from the NFC North, and Lions going to be one of the 3 for sure. And like Doug, that's why I asked Doug, when are his defensive players going to be back? Within the upcoming weeks. Okay, and they just won a game. They're going to be building up, and yeah, they're 7-4 right now. Tough game against the second place team, Packers, coming up on Thanksgiving. Like Doug said, there's be a good showdown. So I'm excited for it.
And it's going to be interesting because like both teams are looking good,
Yeah.
but I also both teams kind of have a lot of faults, if that kind of makes sense. And it's going to be like,
well. Also, how about this, Stu? Screw you and your Cowboys, because if the Cowboys would have beat those Packers in that 40-40 tie, I think I don't know if the Lions have the upper edge on the Packers, but Lions could have been in second place.
Yeah. Well.
So screw you, Cowboys.
I mean, here's the thing, too, is like there's definitely by no means a perfect team this year. Like, this is one of those fun years where it's like some years you're like, oh, my gosh, it feels inevitable that the Chiefs are going to figure it out. Or like this team's clearly great. Or like this year, it's like every team has some kind of a major fault.
Yes. And honestly, when we get to like the Super Bowl and the 2 Super Bowl teams, I really do hope
the Rams might not have a fault, gentlemen. They might be by far the best team in the NFL.
But I will say
that run game. That run game is a little bit iffy, but they have other. I'd say the run game is still good, but all the other spaces in their team defensively, offensively, make the Rams, the best team currently playing.
Yes. I will say when we get to the contenders and the 2 Super Bowl team, the 2 teams that make the Super Bowl, I think it's gonna be a fun one. And please, let's not make it Eagles and Chiefs for the love of God, for the love of all holy.
Thank you, sir. Let's make it the Eagles and someone else, not the Chiefs. So
Eagles and Chiefs again. My God, please, for all of love.
Eagles and Patriots.
No.
Let's go. That'd be a true American Super Bowl.
Oh God, that's awful indeed. And speaking of teams that look god awful, the Minnesota Vikings got basically pillaged by the Green Bay Packers, 23-6, right over here. Gentlemen, I figured I got to show another clip right over here about the greatness of the Minnesota Vikings and how J.J. McCarthy has done a great job. Thank you, your name tree, from the NFL Network right over here.
All these overthrown balls. Let's go.
All these overthrown balls right over here. It's going right there.
John Gary gets there this time and forces an interception. Here he goes.
Stu, I heard him being compared to Jamarcus Russell.
The guy from the Raiders?
That's the company that our buddy JJ is in right now. Is he's putting up similar numbers to Jamarcus Russell. So it's not looking good.
It is not looking good. I mean, JJ is not it is the JJ years is not looking good. It's like, should Minnesota be thinking about getting a quarterback?
We gave him a 4 last week. I saw this one meme about the Minnesota Vikings wide receivers and how they're going to practice for next week's game. And you have them all. It's AI generated. You have Addison. You have Justin Jefferson. They're all walking on stilts because obviously when you have JJ McCarthy, overthrowing them by 8 yards. Yeah, you might need to be 10 feet taller to try to grab that ball. Man, what a uncomfortable game for JJ McCarthy at the quarterback position.
Well, I mean, and I know I see jokes online too about how why don't they just hand the ball off more? Because that's what he's good at. And like honestly, I agree. Like, stop letting the dude throw the ball downfield. Like you got Justin Jefferson, and you're missing him a lot. Like,
yeah, and I always say it. I think everybody was talking about JJ in like the Michigan years, where it's like, oh, I felt like JJ was not the reason why that team won a national championship. And I feel like granted, it's a different college is very much different than like the NFL. Like for instance, probably that Michigan team, maybe 5 out of 7 probably were NFL capable players. Would you say like starter NFLs? And now I feel like, yeah, I'm just thinking like
Michigan Wolverines in the JJ McCarthy era.
Yeah, in the JJ McCarthy era. I'm just saying maybe like 5 or 7 of them are probably NFL starters.
Blake Corum, he was on that team, but he's not a starter.
I would say they got like 10, 12 guys drafted, but they definitely all weren't starters.
Yeah. But I'm just trying to think like out of that, and then maybe like their opponent is like maybe 5 or 7 are like NFL starters. Now everyone's NFL starters. Everybody's in. You're hitting like a level up, and JJ under pressure is not looking good. And last week we all gave him 4s. I got to bump him down to the 3. I mean, this is not looking good. The JJ experiment is not looking good. Maybe he'll be better next year. Maybe there might be some more optimism, but I'm just like, is JJ going to make a playoffs with the Vikings with all his weapons?
That's an article that was like, is the JJ era already over? I was like, I mean, it'd be a little bit quick, but I mean, teams have given up pretty quick on players. I mean, so sometimes you can see it pretty quick. Like he might just not be that guy for the NFL.
Is JJ just going to be a backup and be like Marcus Mariota and just be a backup of any other teams? And then it's just like, there's JJ.
He is a fighter. Like I wouldn't be shocked if he if he just kind of got the right system. But it's like if you come in with these elite playmakers and like a team that went 14-3 last year and you're doing this, it's like it's not like you're sitting there in like Tennessee where you got really not much to work with.
Oh yeah, and you're like Cam Ward, and you're kind of in a dumpster fire, and then they're expected to do greatness, and like, what do you expect? You know what I mean? So I guess, hey, Christopher, what is your thoughts on the Minnesota?
Yeah, I mean, we gave him a 4 last week. I'll probably keep him, man. No, I mean how they're currently playing, man. That was in the words I've said before several times in this podcast. That was a shitstorm of a game. I mean, their record of 4-7. I don't think that reflects of how they're currently playing. They have the weapons: Jordan Addison, JJ, Justin Jefferson. But man, when you have a quarterback who's supposed to be the leader of your team throwing like that, going from a 4-3 is crazy. But I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think JJ cost you your fantasy week against us too this week, huh, Chris? With 0 catches because JJ couldn't hit him.
yeah, thanks a lot.
All you needed was 1 catch. You needed 1 catch to beat Stu.
Also, if I would have played the Green Bay Packers defense over the Browns defense did a hell of a job, 17 fantasy points. But the Packers, who played JJ McCarthy, would have gave me 18. So at 1 point, if I had played the Packers over the Browns, I would have beat Stewart. So thanks.
Sorry, Chris.
Could have gotten a singular reception or switch defenses. Unbelievable. But I'll go with the 3 as well. I mean, they beat the Lions somehow, which like I don't know. Maybe they'll somehow do it again here in a few weeks, but I don't have a good feeling about that.
Yeah, it's not looking good in this team, indeed. But speaking of teams that are actually looking a lot better, look at the Packers. The Packers are winning this game. They won this game really good. Go Pack, go.
Go Pack.
Man, it is going to be interesting because they are fighting for their lives right now. They are in the 6th spot right now, number 6. They would be in the theoretical playoffs. They would be playing against Chicago Bears.
Ooh.
Last week, we gave the Green Bay Packers
6.
6s.
6.
So we'll start with you, Christopher. Can they beat the Bears or not?
Man, I mean, the way they played against the Vikings, obviously everyone thought the Vikings were better than what that was, that performance. But, man, Packers showing up at home, only give them 6 points. That's impressive. Theoretically, yeah, they play the Bears. Would that be a home game? Let's see here.
Yeah, they got to play against – they haven't played against the
Bears. That'd be in Chicago. Either way, that should be a snow-filled stadium come January or early or late December. Oh, man. That's tough.
And also they got a murderous row of like a tough because they got to play against the Lions, the Bears, the Broncos, the Bears, the Ravens, and then their final game is against the Vikings. But
all right, keep
But
that at 6 because sure, based on the schedule you read for the upcoming schedule, that's a tough one. Whoever they play next week, good luck. Yeah, so I'm
Lions.
comfortable with 6.
Yeah, they're in Detroit here on Thanksgiving.
Oh, on Thursday? All right, gotcha. Yeah, because the Packers and Lions, they always play on Thanksgiving, right? It's like a tradition, yeah.
The Lions always play, but they don't always play the Packers.
Gotcha.
Yeah, sometimes it's the Bears, but I think it's always a division team, if I remember correctly.
Well, I think the Lions always play on Thanksgiving. I think it's always
the Lions do.
Yeah. Lions and Cowboys
Lions
always
do.
play. Not against each other, but they always play on. Yeah. It's America's tradition, you know.
It is.
Yes.
But I mean, I also am leaning more 6 on this team. Like, I think if they can go into Detroit and dominate again, then like maybe we'll have those feelings. But I'm like, I don't know. I've still seen the sussiness a touch too much.
Yeah, that's why I kind of feel like it's like this is like a cold and warm. I feel like the Packers have these like, man, this is a great, good team, and then you have this ugly loss against the Browns, and then you tie against the Cowboys, and then you have these like random losses against the Panthers. It's like they're like hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold right there, and that's when like the frustrating part about this season with the Packers. Like I said, I feel like they should be a lot better. Like, wouldn't you agree? I feel like I know that's your rival, but I think they should be a lot better.
I mean, the way they played against the Lions in week 1, I would think so. Also, Stu, did you see, have you heard of the show Undercovers? Like Eli Manning does it on Amazon?
No, but.
So they did the one with Micah Parsons where he went undercover, and it was like 2 days before he got traded to Green Bay. So like he was in Dallas, like supporting all the fans and saying how much he loved them. And it was kind of fun. You should watch it because you would appreciate it as a Cowboys fan, I think. And they framed it as his last hurrah as a Cowboy before he went to the Packers, where he now has 10 sacks.
I don't like that. Why do you have to do that? Why you got to gloat me on that?
Mike is a grown man still.
Michael's a grown man, okay? But it's been tough. It's been tough. I'm just saying. But I still probably give the Packers a good 6 for right now. I just can't bump them up to that 7 yet. It's just like I just feel like they're going to be the same as last year. I mean, I think they've probably been a tad worse than last year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they had those ugly losses, but I feel like they were always like they couldn't beat those big, good teams.
Yeah, that's kind of how they feel this year.
And you don't. And yes, indeed. And speaking of overtime losses, right over here, man, Indianapolis Colts had an ugly loss right over there. Laid an egg.
Well, they didn't lay an egg, Stu. They're up by 11 in the fourth quarter. Like, get your Chiefs bias out of here, dog.
That analogy, laying an egg, is used too.
I was saying they took the Chiefs to overtime in the game they probably should have won. That's not laying an egg.
I mean,
but they should have.
So, I mean, the Colts scored 20. That second digit is an egg. I guess the 0 and the 20.
Yeah.
I mean, last week, you and Christopher Douglas and Christopher gave him 8s. I was the only one that gave him 7s.
Oh, man.
They would be playing against the Jaguars.
So we gave them 8 last week. They lost in overtime to the Chiefs. As I mean, facts are facts. They lost to the Chiefs. They might be slumping a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying too much, but they're going to go from an 8 to a 7. They could definitely utilize Jonathan Taylor a little bit more. I mean, he's been probably the offensive player of the year so far. But yeah, Colts might be slumping. We gave the Patriots an 8. I think there's one other team that possibly could be involved with the 8 category, and I don't think it's the Colts right now at the moment.
I mean, I agree. I'm going to go with the 7. Like, if they would have won this game, they're a strong 8, but it's like, you know, they weren't clutching the big moments, and the Chiefs were, and like that's kind of what dictates championship caliber teams sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like the Colts should have done a better. Like, they should have won this game, like at least good. But I feel like it was like they should have won it. Granted, this was kind of a game where kind of both teams kind of looked sloppy, but the Colts looked a lot more sloppy because they got a loss right there. So it was like, this is what happens when one team is like more sloppier than the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to keep them at the 7 right now because I still think they can beat like the sorry ass like Jaguars, but like we'll see how it goes. But it's definitely, this is not feeling like that Super Bowl winning team right over here. Indeed. And now we got to talk about my favorite, the greatest team. Them Chiefies won a game.
Stu, elephant in the room. Who are you rooting for on Thanksgiving? You got Chiefs, Cowboys. That's terrible, man.
I mean, it's in Dallas, so Dallas or Stewart should root for the home team, right?
America's team, and that is the Cowboys.
Well, Patriots
Okay,
aren't playing, sir.
man.
We're not rooting for Patriots aren't playing. It's not America's team.
America's team. Just remember that, sir. America's team. But we got to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, where last week we gave the Chiefies all fives. They would still not make the theoretical playoffs as of right now, but they still have a winning record. And fun fact, the first time that they were behind by less than 10 points and they won the game.
Yeah. What do you think? I think I want to go with a 5 still, personally. Like, I don't know. Like, it just felt too sussy still. Like, it was like there's a game that they honestly kind of got outplayed for 3 quarters, but they had that championship drive to win it still. But it's like they still have they're still losing the head-to-head battle with a lot of teams that still are winning, which is going to be really tough for them.
Yeah. I'm going to give the Chiefies that good 5. I think they're definitely – I mean, they're in the hunt. I think still, gun to my head, will they make the postseason? Yes.
Ooh.
I still feel even with all the sussiness, even with all these like mid like problems, I still feel like I'm never gonna count this team out. I can never count this team out. Like, and if I'm looking at their schedule right over here, they got to play against the Cowboys. Both teams are fighting for their lives. Texans are fighting for their lives. I think they could beat the Chargers at this point because the Chargers look like they're injured to all hell. And then they got to play against the Titans. Guaranteed win. I don't care. That's in national.
Right. Yeah.
Then Broncos, and then they got to play against the Raiders.
Wow. Okay. So 4 out of those 6 teams you listed are fighting for their playoff hopes, including the Cowboys. You mentioned the Titans and the Raiders, who are pretty much out of it. Yeah, and sort of like you mentioned earlier, there's 6 teams fighting for 3 positions: Chargers, Jaguars, Bills, Texans, Steelers, Chiefs. Are the Chiefs going to be one of those 3 teams, or one of those 6 teams that could get one of those 3 spots available? It's going to be tough, but yeah, give me a 5. I agree with a 5. They've been a 5 for the last 3 weeks or so.
Your head. Second week in January, is Kansas City playing?
Oh man.
I'll say yes.
I think Houston might slump out, and I also think either Jacksonville or Pittsburgh will slump out. So I think, gun to my head, I would say Steelers play, or not Steelers, the Chiefs play in January for a playoff spot. Yeah.
Ooh,
But
I should probably same thing I asked for you. I know we had the bet. You did say Chiefs are not going to make a postseason. Gun to your head. Are they going to play in second week in January?
Oh man, I'll know a better picture here on Thursday. I'll tell you that.
Stick with your guts, Doug. Say no.
I will go no because, like, honestly, I have a feeling that they're going to lose the Cowboys this weekend or Thursday. Like, I honestly, if I had to pick the winner of that game, I think I would prefer the Cowboys, and that puts the Chiefs at 6-6. And then I'm like, so I don't know. They still have to play the Broncos again. I think they still play the Chargers again. So it's like they have big games, but I'm going to say
play
no.
The Titans and the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean they get some softies too, but
they get some 8-9. Like Doug, I'll never forget what Doug said before the season started. Chiefs finish 8-9.
It'll be interesting, man.
It'll be interesting indeed in this one. And now we got another game. We got the Tennessee sorry-ass Titans.
Oh, we can do this real quickly. Titans, easy.
One. But they close.
Yeah, I mean,
no more discussion. We give them 1.
Wow, we're just.
I mean, I don't even know what to talk about if I had to talk about anything other than they're a 1.
I always say, so we're basically just like Tennessee Titans. We're sending you to the shadow realm right now.
Yep, put them in the shadows. Put them in the Seahawks.
Put them in the dungeon, in the basement.
Put them in the shadows, too.
I can't wait for the eulogy next week for the Tennessee Titans. Can we give them the eulogy?
Ooh, is it going to be next week? Is it going to be next week, Stu?
All right.
It's trash. That's the only problem because it's like Like the Colts are still fighting for it, and then there's still like a lot of teams are still fighting for it. But it's like, come on, get Tennessee the L. They've got 10 losses. They ain't gonna come make no postseason unless everyone else collapses and they just went out.
Yeah, I mean, technically they still have a chance, I guess. Yeah, they'd be even if they lose next week, they'll be 1-11, 5 more games. No, they could be eliminated, I think, this week. Anyways, enough
Like
about
a
the
point-
Titans. Enough about the Titans' potential stuff going on.
Yeah, potential right over here. So we'll talk about the real winners right over here. The Seattle Seahawks won this game. It's a close one. They had a big lead, 16-3 at the first quarter, and then it got a little bit closer for comfort. But they eked out the win. It was an ugly win, but it was a win. So last week we gave the Seattle Seahawks all 7s on this one. What do you think, gentlemen? We're going to start with Christopher. What do you think about the Seattle Seahawks?
See, I'm gonna keep them at a 7. I mean, NFC wise, there's 2 or 3 teams that have the 8 in my opinion. Seahawks are not. Actually, there's only 2 teams. Maybe 3 teams. It doesn't matter. Seahawks aren't one of them. They're climbing up. I'm not sure who the Seahawks have next week. Let me see if I can view that real quick. Seahawks play the Vikings and then the Falcons. That should be another 2 wins for them. And the real testament is in 3 weeks they play the Colts. So I think the Seahawks could eventually climb up to an 8 here shortly.
Now it would be interesting because like the last 4, there's a tough murders row right now where they're going to play against the Colts, Rams, Panthers, and 49ers right there. Teams are basically trying to fight for their lives right at this point. 3, I would say 2 tough juggernauts, and then 2 teams that are fighting for their lives right now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm digging what you guys are saying with the 7s. Like, I'm here for it. Like,
yeah,
I think they could make a run. Like, they got something there, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they would be playing against. So right now, Seattle would be playing against the Buccaneers. Yeah, they can beat the Buccaneers. I think that they're still at 7 right there. But hey, Sam Darnold's looking good. I'll give him credit. Like honestly, this probably shows like maybe they made maybe the Vikings made a mistake of having JJ instead of having Sam Darnold, who is a veteran.
Yeah.
Just saying, mistakes right over here, indeed. And speaking of disappointments and failures and more failures, the Cardinals lost this game. This is probably the most ugliest game of football I've ever seen right now. This might win the ugliest game of football right there. 24-27 in overtime. The second overtime of this season, of this week. Douglas, what is your thoughts about this sorry-ass Cardinals?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say. Like, they're just unfortunately not a very solid team right now. It's like they should have won this game, honestly. Like, they took the lead late, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it was kind of a nice little back and forth game. Actually, they just tied it with 3 seconds left. No, they took the lead in the fourth quarter. So it was kind of like, oh, sweet. They had a really nice play, take the lead. Like, okay, maybe there's something to kind of prosper on here, and then lose in overtime. I mean, they just are one of the most unclutched teams, kind of like the Giants, where it's like both the Giants and the Cardinals have had a lot of teams on the ropes. If they can just figure out how to finish on these games, I mean, they would possibly have a winning record, honestly. Like, they were up on the Packers. They were up this game. They were up on 2 or 3 other teams, too. I think they were up on the 49ers, maybe. I don't know. But did we give them a 2 last week?
We did.
Yes,
they're
not going up, so give them a 2.
Yeah, I'll give them a 2 right there because, like I said, this team looks bad. I should probably ask this. Like, they should probably – Kyler Murray needs to probably get benched.
Well, I mean, this was
just like cut your losses.
He's out for the season.
But still, yeah, at this point, you need to get a quarterback for next year. I think you need to get like the Kyler Murray era has been a complete 90% failure. Besides that one time they made the postseason, they overpaid him. It's like, I always think of like my one favorite Strong Opinion Sports, where he talks about his complaint about like mediocre quarterbacks getting high paying contracts right there. Or just, oh, you made it to the postseason. Here's a $40 million contract. And it's like, that backfired him. And I feel like this has backfired him for the Cardinals right now for overpaying Kyler Murray right there in this season. So that's why I'm going to give him the 2.
I'm with you, gentlemen. I'm going to give him a 2 as well. Nothing special is happening in Arizona with the Cardinals, so 2 easy.
Triple 2s indeed. That was a good one. Now we got to talk about the ugliest win right there, Jacksonville. I'm not going to lie. Both teams deserve to get a loss in this game. It's one of those games where it's like, man, both teams look atrocious bad.
Well, unless you're the Cowboys this season, Jaguars is not going to die here.
But like I said, they are technically still in the theoretical playoffs. They are. We gave them 6s last week, but we're going to start with myself and think about how do I feel about the Jaguars. I'm keeping it at the 6 right now. I don't think they can beat the Colts. I still think that it's going to be a tough road ahead, but they do have kind of the easiest schedule right over here. They got to play against the Titans twice, which I think those are 2 gimmies. Colts is a tough one. Jets, I think that's a guaranteed win, and then the Broncos. And then they got to play against the Colts again.
I mean, that gets them to 10 wins and into the playoffs.
Into the playoffs, but still, I'm just like.
If they're in, though, does that mean, are they going to be there to take out the Chiefs, They have that head-to-head with the Chiefies. And, if they can win 3 out of those games, they have a game lead and the head-to-head over the Chiefs. So that could be a potential big factor in them making the playoffs with that little cakewalk.
I mean, they still have a cakewalk, but there's still a lot of they barely beat the Raiders. They did beat the sorry-ass Chargers, but they barely beat the Cardinals. It's still kind of these ugly wins where it's just are you kidding me?
And I'm going to keep them at a 6. I mean, yeah, they might have a cakewalk of a schedule left besides, the Broncos. Yeah, they could be 10-7 to finish the season. I know we mentioned the Texans could have a shot at this division. So it might be a battle at the end here. So I'm excited for it. Keep them at a 6 because, I mean, what are they hypothetically in the playoffs? Yeah, against the Colts. Heck, if the Colts keep playing like they're doing, and if this is a real matchup in the playoffs, Jags at Colts, vice versa, Jags might have the upper hand and beat the Colts. But we'll play it day by day.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go with the 6 too. Until I see it, I'm yeah. But they have some nice wins.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they had some nice wins, but like I said, this is not one of those nice ones. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, gentlemen, right over here. In this one, this was kind of a sorry-ass win. Indeed, in this one. And then speaking of teams that are sorry and disaster and failure, the Raider Nation, got absolutely obliterated by the Cleveland Brownies right over here.
Whoa, sir, you call them the Brownies because last few weeks we've been calling them the Clownies.
Well, when you win games against the Raiders, I will switch you to be the Brownies.
Heck yeah, respect. So I mean, we gave the Raiders a 2 last week. I mean,
yes,
we can't really demote them to a 1 because the Giants are technically the 1 and then the Titans. I mean, I wish I could give the Raiders a 1, but I'll keep them at a 2 because man, this Raiders team, like I mentioned earlier, they have Genty, they have Brock Bowers, they have Trey Tucker. But Geno Smith is looking terrible out there. The Browns defense had 10 sacks against Geno Smith. So maybe it's not Geno Smith, it's the offensive line, or maybe it's the overpowering defensive line of the Cleveland Browns. So yeah, Raiders at it too.
And also, did you see that Geno Smith might have flipped some birds on Raider fans?
What?
Yes, they might have thrown a middle finger at some of the Raiders fans after he was walking out of the end of the game.
I mean, I assume they're booing him. I mean, if you're getting booed, say if there were maybe their tunnel area, they probably have 200 fans around there to stick around after the game, after that piss poor loss. So you have 200 people booing at you. Sir, what would you do in this situation? Would you be like, oh, hey, or would you throw them the middle finger?
Hey
guys, thanks. I know I played like trash. And
if I was making, if I knew I just made $1 million to lose a game, bro, I might be like, whatever, bro. I just made $1 million. Oh well, they paid me way too much for this.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I don't think the players really, when they're in the heat of the game, heat of the moment, I don't think they really care about the money they're making. Well, maybe Myles Garrett, but when they're in the heat of the moment, even Myles Garrett, he became the all-time leading sack person in Cleveland Browns history. Man, when he was on the ground after that sack, he was all in joy and happiness. So I don't think the players are caring about the money like Geno Smith, getting paid $1 million for this loss. So I think it's about it's about emotions when you lose in Vegas as the home team. So yeah,
100%. To the Browns, you're like, what
right? The Browns.
Yeah. No,
But also
right.
Geno Smith coming in, hopefully he was preparing for this game because the Browns have the top 3, top 5 defense. And Myles Garrett, he's acting like a absolute animal this year. I'd be scared as if I was Geno Smith, I'd be scared to even play against the Browns.
I was praying the Lions to give up 4 first-round draft picks for him, but they wouldn't do it. Unreal.
Nope. But Douglas,
yeah, I agree. They got to stay at 2.
Yeah, this too is like a thing. I think Geno Smith is kind of like this experiment on the Raiders has been like a complete disaster right over here. It's not been looking good. Pete Carroll kind of looks. It's like, can you believe it? So this is the year of Pete Carroll's been kind of been bad. You had Bill Belichick going to North Carolina in college, bad right over here. You had 2 of the elder and I kind of agree with my stepfather said it best. This is a young man's game as a coach. If you think about it, this ain't like a old man, like the Belichicks of the world, the Pete Carrolls, they can't handle it. Now, granted, you have Andy Reid, who's still amazing right now. He won 3 Super Bowls. He can still do it. He can still hang out with the young boys. But this is a young man's game. This ain't an old man's game. You think about it right there.
You're talking about quarterback-wise still?
No, coaching.
Coaching-wise, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
who's the elites right there? You have Dan Campbell in his 40s.
You're talking about veteran coaches. So isn't Pete Carroll for the Raiders? Isn't he a veteran coach?
Yeah, that's what I said. I think he's too older right now.
Oh, he's too much of a veteran, is what you're saying. Gotcha. All right.
Veteran. It's a young man's coaching game. If that kind of makes sense. In this one.
I mean, the coach of the Dolphins, he's younger, and that's not really being too successful down in Miami.
But you have Sean McVay, Sean McDermott, Dan Campbell.
Duval for the Jags, who's doing pretty good.
Every time I always do it.
Yeah, so back to younger coaches. Is Kevin Stefanski a younger coach? Because now we're segueing to the Browns. We gave the Browns a 1 last week.
Yes, we gave them all colossal 1s. And I figured, you know what? I'm going to be nice to you, Mr. Fyodor. We're going to have Shador's first touchdown. This touchdown. This beauty of a touchdown. Right here. First passing touchdown. Boom. The Shador fans are like, yes. Yes.
It was all Shador, baby. What a screen he threw.
I wish I was wearing a watch right now. I should have put mine on. It's time, baby.
It's time for Shador.
So you know what I love about that clip, Stu, is Shador Sanders, rookie quarterback. Dylan Sampson, rookie running back. It was cool as a rookie-to-rookie situation. We also have Quinshon Judkins. And we have Myles Garrett for another 4 years because he signed that awesome contract deal.
Yes.
So we should be. I mean, I'm not saying the Browns. I'm going to go from a 1 to a 2 this week because we have the Bengals who have the same record as the Browns at 3-8. I think the Browns could beat. Well, I mean, we got Joe Burrow returning, Jamar Chase returning. It'd be another great matchup, which is happening in 6 weeks, end of the season. The Browns playing in Cincinnati, so that will clear things up if they have the same record. But man, we have Myles Garrett, who's an absolute animal. 18 sacks in this season. I think the record's 22.5 for a single season.
Might be 24.5.
24.5. Okay, was it really 24?
No, it might be 22. I don't know.
I believe it's 22.5. My friends and I were looking it up on Sunday, but I was too fully engulfed in the Browns' victory to remember if it's 22.5 or 23.5. But Myles Garrett, I believe he's going to set the NFL single season sacking record this season. He's an absolute animal, as I mentioned before. But I'm high on the Browns' victory, but we got to settle back down to ground level. Just because Shador Sanders won one game doesn't mean he's the guy. So it's gonna be.
You're speaking like a Browns fan, Chris. I love
that.
You're speaking like a Browns fan.
Well, I mean, yeah, like we can't be.
You gotta have the realist. Like Stu over here, the Cowboys could win against the Raiders. Like, and you're saying you're like, guys,
I mean,
pump the brakes.
Yeah, the Browns fans are usually more level-headed because we know what trauma is. We know what depression is when the Browns suck. We're still a Browns fan, but like Cowboys fans, we won a game, we won Super Bowl.
Chris, have you watched the show Undercovers? It's like Eli Manning's show where he gets players to go undercover. Have you watched that?
Yeah, I have seen that. It's great.
Did you watch the Micah Parsons one?
I did not know.
Oh, that one was so funny. The Cowboys fans are like, "Oh, it's okay. We'll root for them even if they lose every single game. By golly, they're our boys." And I was like, "Dude, this is cringe." Like, he'll stand by the Cowboys no matter what they do, no matter how they play. They're like, "We love the boys."
But yeah, the best for the Browns is this week. It's a home game, but we play the 49ers, who are in a battle for a playoff contention. Like I said, 1-2. Browns are doing a heck of a job. Love to see it. This is great, but let's not get too high on cloud nine.
Hey, gentlemen, something I'm about to get really excited for. You can just send me my stock money now because the Browns are a 2 in my book too. It means I have like 470.
Yeah, dude, you
stocks.
doubled it, dude.
You doubled all your stock on the Browns? Oh my God!
238 stocks of the Browns, I think.
Yeah, it's like 238 or something like that. Doug is riding high.
Running high on those stock
also,
options.
I didn't double up. I just added because I had the Ravens stock. So yeah.
Yeah,
I'm still like 50 below Doug, but yeah, good job, Doug. Heck yeah, let's go.
Go Cleveland.
So I'll give you 2. I think this team's looking a little bit. I mean, granted, we'll see how the Shadors. I mean, I feel like it's so funny because I feel like this season, I feel like there's been the 2 types of people in the Browns fans. There is the Shador conspiracist. I like to call it, like everything that, except for this week, like they're trying to destroy the Shador. They're trying to do something bad. This is the Shador conspiracy. I should call it a Shador conspiracy. Number 1, yes, Shador conspiracy. And then number 2 is that there's always like, oh, Shador's washed. He's the worst person ever. We want him out. Bah. I knew this man was washed. That's why he was a 5th round pick. This guy's trash.
Have you heard that?
I feel like it's both sides.
Really?
I mean, I'm more of the
heard
guy
that a little bit.
I was like, yeah, let's go Sanders. I'm excited for him because I knew Dylan Gabriel from the get-go was not the guy. So,
well, yeah, I mean, Shador actually gives you a chance on Sundays. Like you're excited about, like I think that they have a real chance of taking down the 49ers this weekend.
Dude, if we can take them down, oh my gosh, I might put all my stock in Browns like you, Doug. Get them up from a 2 to a 4.
Maybe I'll let it ride. If they can't be eliminated this weekend, I might just let it ride.
Yeah, right.
Let it ride indeed. Let's go Brownies. You know what? I am rooting for the Brownies. Just to hope for my Cowboys. I will want them to pummel the 49ers right there.
The order in America's teams go New England Patriots, Cleveland Browns, the other 29 teams, and then the Dallas Cowboys.
How dare you?
Can we put
How?
Yeah.
You know what? Let's go talk about next week's game. Where we got to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles won this game. Oh wait, they blew a 21 lead in the second half. What? Eagles? I just have to say, frauds.
Oh, sorry, I was about to say, do not call them frauds because I will completely defend the city of brotherly love. The Eagles are not frauds, Stuart.
How do you lose a 21-point lead?
All right, one thing, the game was in Dallas. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
But you had a 21-point lead. I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
I guess it does matter. You're right.
Yeah, it matters because it's still a loss. And it's still an embarrassment to literally have you scored no points.
In all fairness, it was 21-7.5. I know it was a 21-point lead at one point, but 21-7.5, so 14-point lead. A home game for the Cowboys. The Eagles are still 8-3 their division. What did we give them last week?
We all gave them 8.
Oh, man. Yeah, we give him an 8.
Oh, there's stock going down. There's going to be some stock going down on this week. I'm just saying. So we'll start with you, Mr. Douglas. What's your thoughts on the Eagles in this embarrassing loss?
I mean, it definitely was unfortunate because you could feel in the first half, you could feel kind of the criticism almost quieting down in real time. Like Jalen Hurts was hitting A.J. Brown, and they were up 21-0. And it kind of felt like it was going to be one of those where Jalen Hurts is going to be able to go look at the media and basically give him a giant middle finger and say, I don't care what the locker room noise is. We came out here, we defeated our division rival. And then all of a sudden it wasn't that. Then all of a sudden it was one of those collapse jobs that amplifies the questions. It was like, in my mind, it's almost like Ryan Day losing to Michigan last year, where it's like the noise just explodes. And you're like, man, oh man, like you lose this big game to your rival, and you had it. You should have had it. You had it up 21-0, and it was just like the offense just sputtered. They had bad mistakes and turnovers and penalties.
I wanted, and I just wanted to show you, gentlemen. Speaking of turnovers, this embarrassing turnover right here, even though the Cowboys did not score,
because this punt was one of the greatest hustle plays I've seen in a while.
This was the greatest hustle play, but still, right over here, tries to go right up here. Boom. Oh, gets it right there. Oh,
I did see a different angle about this play, and that's why Doug mentioned the greatest hustle play of all time. Because one guy, I don't know his name, like initially he got covered.
Shoved.
He got covered, shoved, and then he made his way around to end up making the tackle. So yeah, great job by the Cowboys, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those games too where it's like the Eagles are still one of the better teams, but that offense, they need to kind of play at least complimentary football because they just tired out their defense at the end there, and they had so many mistakes. I'm going to keep them at a 7. I think I had them at an 8 last week, but they're probably a 7 for me right now.
Yeah, and I'm looking at their schedule, like I said. So the Eagles got to play against the Bears, but then they got to play against the Chargers. Kind of look a little bit sussy, but I mean they're fighting for their lives. Raiders, that season's done. Commanders, their season's done. Buffalo, and then the Commanders again. So yeah. I think it will make the postseason. There's not going to be like
they'll win the division. I mean, 95% chance they're winning the divisions too.
But I don't think this team is going to the Super Bowl. I just feel like this is a much more weaker thing. Like I said, like Saquon Barkley is not been as dominant right now.
I'm sure Philly loves hearing that because last year you said the same thing until they won the Super Bowl.
You sing?
Caw.
Call me. We got a W. Just
saying. Right, I'm gonna agree with you guys real quick. I'm gonna go to a 7. I like what you guys said.
Dude, this was the Cowboys Super Bowl. Okay, the Eagles are too busy worrying about the real Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah. When they play the Patriots,
they go into that real Super Bowl, and then oh my God, one of the greatest comebacks we've ever seen in American sports right now. Top.
I mean, that one Super Bowl when it was the Buccaneers versus.
I know. Okay, that one might have been. Even Douglas is looking at the side. It's like, yes.
Yeah, I don't want to hear this.
All right, yeah, sure. You go first. Doug and I will take a 15-minute break, and then we'll be back after done talking.
I'll put up a picture of myself, Stu, so you think I'm still here. I'm listening. I promise.
So we gave the Cowboys a 4 last week. Stu, what do you have to say about it?
Go ahead.
Last week. Anyway. Last week we gave the Cowboys, I gave them 4. Remember when you said, no, you should not give this team a 4. You know, Stu, you're a little bit too hyperbolic on this team. You know, they deserve Douglas. Douglas gave them 3.
Yeah.
Look what we did. We beat the Super Bowl champions in a comeback victory with Raymond Dakota Prescott with a 21 deficit. I believe in this organization. Quinnen Williams is a grown man. Dak literally did a somersault for a touchdown.
Stu, let me ask you this, though. Why were you down 21-0 if you're so good?
Oh, here we go. That's great. That's great.
But it's not how you start the season. It's not how you start this game. It's how you finish this game.
Oh, wow.
How, you know what? With adversity and toughness, we came back and rise to the phoenix we deserve in the glory and greatness of Cowboy Nation.
This is like, I feel like I'm watching that show again. I'm watching. Wow. It's like it's right in front of me. I get to witness the delusion.
Game changer.
Delusion.
Quinn Williams. We gave them 9 turn. They had 5 turnovers in that second quarter, 9 penalties, and we did it. We did it, and I'm bumping them up. They went from a 4, giving them that 5. They have hope. Give me hopium right now. We could be going to the Super Bowl soon. Maybe not the Super Bowl soon, but there could be a playoff hopefulness right there if we beat the Chiefs and we can beat the Lions. I know we have a murder tough schedule right over here, but we're fighting. We are fighters. As the Cowboys right over here, we are fighters in glory and greatness right over here.
Fighters till the end, sir. I love it. I'm giving you a round of applause because Lions won, Browns won, and the Cowboys won. All of our teams won, guys. Yeah. Let's go.
Looking at the schedule right over here, we got to play against the Chiefs. That's a tough one, and the Lions. Both teams are fighting, but we got an easy final 4 games. Vikings, Chargers that kind of look a little bit sussy. They're fighting for their lives. Commanders, and then Commanders and Giants, who are eliminated.
You guys saw me 5 minutes ago when I was all excited about the Browns. And I mellowed down. Now, sir, you're getting too high on. Like you just call the Chargers. You just call the Chargers game an easy win for the Cowboys. Calm down. I like you're saying this, sir. I'm going from a 4 to a 5, though.
So Stu, let's say this though. Let's say that does play out and they go 9-7-1. Is that even enough to make the playoffs?
But we could win all the games. Hear me out. What if we win all the games?
Well, yeah. I mean, of course, you win all the games. You're going to be freaking 12-5 or like 11-5-1.
I wish I knew the chances of, so the Cowboys are on a 2-game winning streak. If they win out, they'd be on an 8-game winning streak.
Hey guys, hear me out. What if the Lions just won the Super Bowl this year? Would they then win the Super Bowl this year? Like, of course, if the Cowboys win all their games, Stu, they're going to make the playoffs. They might even win their division at that point. Who knows?
But look at my smile. I'm so happy.
You guys were down 21-0. It was a great win. Everybody's glad. It's kind of fun to see the Eagles lose too. I hope you beat the Chiefs this weekend. I sincerely do.
Can you at least say at 4 o'clock on a Thursday and Thanksgiving? Can you just say, "I hope America's team is going to win"?
I'm not going to lie, Stu. I'm very excited for both of these games. Like they're both going to be epic. Like I'm excited, Stu. I'm excited to watch America's team on Thanksgiving.
And I wish that my family's more into football because I know where I'm going for Thanksgiving. These games will not be. I'll be checking my phone, not watching it on TV. But here's the thing: with the Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb targeted 11 times, 4 catches.
And you know who's the MVP of this game? George Pickens. George Pickens.
Yeah, George Pickens was a heck of a game, dude. Oh my gosh.
And I should probably I should probably message Tree on Twitter, be like, how do you feel? Do you regret getting rid of George Pickens? Because you ran him out.
Because it's like a week or two ago, and you guys laughed at me. Like, didn't I just get laughed at when I asked this question like a couple of weeks ago? Like, would you rather have George Pickens or DK Metcalf? And everybody's like, "Of course you want DK." And I'm like, "Dude, I don't know."
I need to go review the previous episodes because I think I might have said George Pickens. DK Metcalf is struggling in Pittsburgh.
You guys all said DK Metcalf, though.
Are you sure?
Right.
I need to go back in time.
Let's say because you guys both agreed and Tree agreed too that DK was a better fit for Pittsburgh.
Actually, yeah, you might be right. Yeah,
because I think you guys said it made more sense for their offense and what they're trying to do with having DK.
But yeah, when Lamb's not doing the job, and now I think I'm definitely turning my answer. If you were to re-ask me that same question, I would definitely say George Pickens because when CeeDee Lamb's not doing the job, George Pickens is clearly picking it up, if not being the wide receiver 1. So I might have said DK Metcalf 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I'll stick to my answer back then. But yeah, George Pickens with the Cowboys working seamlessly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go up to a 4.
Oh, I wanted
you
that
read it
5.
last week? Okay, gotcha.
Okay. So I thought, in my understanding, where do you think the Cowboys rank right now?
We're at 10, but we're in the close fight. We're in
You're
the fight.
10.
I was also looking at this. We gave the Chiefs a 5. Chiefs are 6-5. I know the Cowboys are 5-1.
They're
But pretty much identical.
Okay. I mean, there's a case for it, but I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not here to persuade you. This is your opinion. I'm not
going up
to
to the
persuade
5.
you on the other team.
I always say this. We can agree, disagree, but my opinion is still correct.
Well, Stu, here's the thing. You guys have 2 big games to prove yourselves. If you can, because honestly, this game against Detroit is going to be a really big one for the Cowboys too, because like the Lions are obviously right there on the cusp. But, like you guys are chasing the Lions pretty strongly. So if you beat the Chiefs, you beat the Lions, we're having a different conversation.
And we're going to the Super Bowl.
Well, okay, easy with that.
Okay. How about we're going to playoffs?
Not based on our rankings right now. Sorry, Stu. Easy with that.
Yeah. I mean, even then, you still have teams like the 49ers.
Hey, speaking of teams that are not making the playoffs, Cowboys.
You
Two.
Yeah, easy the twos.
It's easy twos. This is an easy twos right there.
Yeah, no discussion.
No discussion indeed for that one. Man, get out of here, Saints. Sorry, Saints. You lost. We're going to have your eulogy in the next couple weeks. Actually, next week.
I mean, the one thing I can say is Kamara, they're not using him efficiently. Now I know he's questionable. So he might not even play next week. What's the point? But he doesn't want to be traded, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Who they lose to? Falcons.
But now we're going to talk about the Falcons. They won this game. Granted, it's the Battle of the Tank Bowls right over there. They're 4-7. Is there any hope with Kirk Cousins as your starting quarterback? Since Michael Penix is out for the year.
I mean, there's hope. They won by 2 touchdowns. He threw 2 he threw he threw 2 touchdowns. So yeah.
Yeah, yes. I mean, there's an opening in this division. Unfortunately for them, the reverse this year, they lost both their games to the Buccaneers already, right?
Oh yeah, they lost both their games, so there's no.
Yeah, so I mean, there's no real hope. But unless somehow if the Buccaneers keep sliding, though,
no, they did not lose both the Buccaneers. They played week 1. They lost the Buccaneers, and they played Buccaneers in 3 weeks.
See, that could potentially be a big time game here. Unfortunately, I think Atlanta did lose twice to the Panthers.
They did, yeah, they lost both to the Panthers. Yeah, so that's a tough one right there.
This is going to be an interesting division. Like it's going to be like whatever team comes out of it is going to be one and done in the playoffs. But like fun division.
I mean, it is going to be an interesting. Like it's going to be a fun division. So last week, you and Christopher gave him 3s. I was the only one that gave him 2s.
Ooh.
They are 4-7. They are the number 11 in the division in the NFC right now.
Yeah.
Give him a 3. Wow.
I mean, I'm comfortable at a 4. I think.
Oh wow! Most mid-teens.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're similar to Dallas and better than Minnesota, so I'm good with that.
All right,
like that one.
Yeah, I like that response.
Kirk Cousins is your quarterback, and there's kind of no hope. I mean, I'll bump him up.
The difference is quarterback for sure. Dak's MVP level.
I mean, yeah. Kirk Cousins could be picking up the tempo for the Falcons. I love what he's doing. But the thing is, we gave the Vikings a 3, and Vikings are I guess a little bit better than the Falcons. I know this actually how they're playing, blah blah blah, this and that. Yeah, I'm sticking with a 3 for the Falcons. I like what we're saying earlier. There's still hope that they could win the division because, man, as always, this NFC South division is.
They get the Jets this weekend. They get the Cardinals. They get the Saints again. So, like, if they can get an upset against the Buccaneers, they could have a chance to be around 500.
Yeah, start putting your stack in the Falcons, gentlemen.
I don't know about
I'm not about that. No, they'll be opposite.
Actually, I might put some money on them for this 1 week because I think they'll be a 4 next week after they beat the Jets.
Yeah, but it's Kirk Cousins.
I mean, like I said, 2 touchdowns. They won.
Like Kirk Cousins is not that great of a quarterback. He won a couple games. Granted, congratulations, you won a couple games when you're
He
the
played pretty well
Panther,
when he was a Minnesota Viking quarterback. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Minnesota Vikings, but still, he's kind of like a replacement level, like, eh. But we'll go with this one, indeed. And now we got to talk about the Sunday Night Football, the disaster of this one. Yes, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got absolutely ass blasted by, and that's true, by against the Rammies, 34-7. I mean,
well,
not wrong.
Baker went out in the second quarter with I think it was a shoulder injury.
With a shoulder, and I didn't realize this. Teddy Bridgewater's still in the NFL, baby.
Yeah, right. When's the last time?
Yeah, he's also, I think, a high school coach as well. I think he kind of comes and goes to the NFL because he was signed to the Lions like to start the playoffs last year.
And then they fired him for some stupid reason. If I remember correctly, it was like they were winning. No, he was giving money, helping out the kids.
Yeah, he was doing a good thing, but apparently it was illegal in some sort of fashion.
Yeah.
Man, we give the Buccaneers a 6 last. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Doug. My apologies.
Oh, no. I was going to say exactly, I think, what you're going to say. I think they got to stay at a 6. They're by default. They're still leading the division, but, it's a sussy 6 right now. They're slumping.
They're kind of – I feel like it's like – I don't think they're the worst 6 team right now. I still probably put the Jaguars in, the worst 6 team right now. Like they're fighting it out. But I feel like for the NFC, it's just like – they ain't beating the Seahawks. I just kind of feel like that gun to my head, is the Panthers going to beat the Buccaneers and make the postseason? No, I still think the Buccaneers are going to make it. For some reason,
I like what you're saying, Stuart. If the Panthers somehow would have pulled off that Monday night victory against the 49ers, which complete 49ers, not a blowout victory, but a good-sized victory, had the Panthers would have won that game, Buccaneers would probably be at a 5. Panthers would be at 6. But I think someone mentioned it earlier. The division winner from this division, the NFC South, will not make it past the first round. Buccaneers, hopefully, plus Baker Mayfield with a shoulder injury. I looked it up last night. Usually shoulder injuries last 4 weeks, if not 6. So he'll be out till the end of the regular season. Hopefully he'll be back for the playoffs if they make it. Give me a 6 for the Buccaneers.
That's not going to be good.
But speaking of good, though, Stu, the Rams are about as good as it gets right now in the NFL.
Oh, I should probably ask Christopher, what do you think about the Buccaneers?
My apologies. I said 6.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah,
6
great segue, man. These Rams are looking amazing.
If they didn't choke away that one game to the Eagles that they were up huge and somehow they let the Eagles win, we'd be talking about probably a lock at a 9, but just that one weird loss.
Okay, this is a good question because we've been given 8s, a lot for the Rams.
Well, and sir, I'm glad, sir, you're starting with us off.
I'm thinking
a 9.
I thought about it this week, and I was thinking about it each week, like this game. They did decisively beat the Buccaneers. I'm contemplating. Do I give this team the 9? I'm contemplating it right now, gentlemen. It is very much a 50-50 right there. They have an easy schedule towards the end of the year because they got to play against the Panthers. They are fighting for their lives. Cardinals, it's an easy win.
Lions.
Rams.
Lions, oh my.
I think that one's going to be low-key really fun.
And then Seahawks after the Lions, and then another easier schedule after that.
Yeah,
Cardinals again. Oh, man.
I'm thinking about it because I'm thinking, okay, they could be a 9. I know it's not how you start the season. It's how you're finishing it. And they are finishing really good. Decisive win against a Buccaneers team that's really good. Granted, Baker did get hurt. I wonder how it would be if Baker did not get hurt and you had 100% Baker and not Teddy Bridgewater as the quarterback. With this team, would it still be?
The Rams are up 21-0 before you blinked. I don't think this game would have been much different with Baker out there.
Yeah, that is probably true. They still probably lose.
Baker left midway through the second quarter. At that point, it's already
21. I am going to give The first 9 of the regular season, it took us all the way to week 12. I'm feeling the 9 right there. I think this team is probably going to win it. Everybody else that's been here has a lot of faults. That's in the postseason.
Week 12 is not a bad time to give. I mean, there's 18 weeks, so 66% away through the season, give a team a 9.
But the Rams looks like they don't have any faults right
now. Yeah, there's no other team that could give a 9. Not the Patriots, not the Colts, not the Eagles. So I agree with you, Stuart, 100%. 9. Their team's looking solid. We've already mentioned on one of our podcasts, Jared Goff, Matt Stafford trade was an equal trade, and Stafford's producing over there in Los Angeles. I did mention earlier, all they need to do is perform on their running game. But yeah, they have the wide receivers, they have the defense, they have the quarterback.
Well, I mean, and I might just be completely making this up because we're casual, but I think I saw that the Rams are the only team that's top 5 in defense and offensive efficiency this year. Nice. And I mean, they're number 1 in point differential. I think the Seahawks are 2, the Lions are 3rd, which they claim is the best predictor of success going forward. So like, theoretically, if that was the case, the Rams are the team to beat. And I mean, they beat the Seahawks already. They get to play the Lions, so they can prove it themselves then too. The only small issue is that loss to the Eagles, or if they lose a game or two at the end of the year here, then, you know, if they have to go into Philly again, I don't know. But if they get Philly to come to LA,
a bye right now, so they are ahead of Philly.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying, like, if they lose a game and Philly wins out, though, Philly has the head-to-head. So, like, if they can finish the regular season strong and they get that 1 seed, they're a lock. But my debate comes down to, do I think they'll lose another game? And I really don't. So I'm going to go with the 9 as well. I think Stafford should be the MVP. Ooh. Sean McVay should be in that Coach of the Year conversation. We kind of don't really mention him at all. But, like, he's got to be right there, too, I would have to imagine.
I was about to say, Doug, you mentioned it. Matt Stafford, MVP. Is he he's the MVP leader right now. Do you guys think he'll walk away with it?
I mean, if he keeps playing like this, I think he has to. Like, he is.
It's very hard for a running back to get it. So I think Matt Stafford.
I mean, he's doing the no-look passes, beautiful passes all over the field. Devontae Adams leads the league in touchdowns. Puka Nacua might be one of the best 5 all-around receivers in the NFL right now. Like, defense is outstanding. Like, this is a team that, you know, I mean, you don't want to see them in the playoffs. That's for darn sure.
Yeah, I definitely would not be one. Please, I do not want the Cowboys to play against the Rams. I'd be terrified.
Well, sir, your Cowboys need to make the playoffs first, so.
Give me some hopium, damn it.
All right.
We try to, but then you just run so far with it that you take all my hopium, Stu. You take it all.
I'm sorry. I have my new drug, and it's called hopium. Give me the hopium.
I was about to say, good thing the Browns won't play the Rams till the Super Bowl, but then I was like, wait. The Browns aren't even going to make the playoffs. So you got to come back to ground level, you know, make sure.
Stay humble, and I'll give you some hopium. But you're sitting here already so optimistic. Like,
you're right high on a 3-point win against the reigning Super Bowl champions.
I was gonna say, like, it's really, I really want to, Stu. If you weren't already so happy, like, what am I going to give hopium to? You're so excited because you guys won a game
against our rival.
Exactly, that's wonderful. But then you're saying Super Bowl. You won 1 game. Then you were down by 21 points, and you're immediately going to Super Bowl. Like, say,
you're 5-5.
This was a fun win against our rivals, and we'll say, great.
Simmer down.
But I can see future. I can see it, the oracle of truth right now.
But instead of just enjoy the moment, though, Stu. If you want to just enjoy the Eagles,
there's no
I will
truth
celebrate
here.
that with you. I will celebrate you beating the Eagles right now. But I won't celebrate you guys going to the Super Bowl because that hasn't happened. But I'm so happy that you beat the Eagles. That was fun. Like, great.
Sir, if you're playing if the Cowboys were playing the Rams, I'd be like, okay, yeah, Cowboys are a 9. But let's be honest, Rams are up here.
All right,
Cowboys are not.
Down.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams are better on offense than the Cowboys and better on defense than the Cowboys. They can probably say that for a lot of teams in the NFL right now because they're top 5 in offense and defense.
True indeed. And now we got
all right, there we go.
You got the Carolina Panthers, the Monday Night Football game. Honestly, this was an ugly game. Both teams should have lost it. They lost, like, at this first half, it was literally 10-3. But the Panthers lost 9-20, and we got to talk about a controversy. Did you see about the penalty that one of the players got suspended for a game for a play where he go Falco punch in the groin? A Panthers player groin punched.
I mean, it was a defensive, I think, end or linebacker. He punched Juwan Jennings in the groin area. I mean, you can't be doing that. I'm sure you said it's controversial. Was it controversial?
I mean, it wasn't controversial.
I think we all pretty unanimously agree that it was wrong.
We agree 100%. This is wrong. Like as a man, that is no goes. That is.
But, yeah, I mean, it was wrong, but it's not controversial. Like, if the calling was not correct,
it's the wrongest of all wrongs. But anyway, last week we gave the Carolina Panthers, I believe, 5s. So,
if I'm starting with me, I'm gonna give them a 5 as well. I mean, we gave the Buccaneers a 6. Like I said, if the Panthers would have won this game, no groin punches, just winners at the end. Panthers would have overcome the Buccaneers. Because I believe the Panthers have played one more game. Doesn't matter. Panthers would have been in first place, but they couldn't seal the deal. Yeah, we have a couple games coming up here in the near future, the upcoming weeks that will decide the NFC South. So, yeah, Panthers are a 5 because they're just going to miss the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think while it was a loss, I mean, it was a respectable loss on the road to a good team. It's like, you still have a real good shot at winning your division.
Yeah, I'll give them credit. I mean, you agreed it was 5 for them. I'm going to keep them at the 5 for right now because it's like, yeah, they're still close. They can fight this. The and I'm thinking about it, like the Buccaneers, Baker's out for a few minutes. You're gonna have Teddy Bridgewater as your starter.
Oh,
That's
sorry,
I
just watched the punch to the groin area. That was
Thank you for not showing a video of that, Stu.
Yeah, we're not gonna show that.
I would not want that punch going to my area. That was brutal.
No. That's a broke. Honestly, that should have been like a $500,000 fine and a 4-game suspension for that.
500.
As men.
All right, 500.
I know it's 1-game suspension, but still, I will say that is
suspended. I don't know. There's definitely a fine. Like whenever they get suspended, there's a fine associated with getting suspended. So I wonder how much it's going to be.
But I will say that is a very bro code violation right there. You agree with this, gentlemen, on this one. And now we got the winners, the 49ers, who are still fighting their way to try to make a postseason right there. Won this game decisively, even with one groin punched against one of their players. They are in the 7. They would be playing against the Eagles. And last week we gave the 49ers all 6s.
Yeah. I mean, the 6 still feels fair to me. Like, I feel like I hate on this team maybe more than I should. But, like, Brock Purdy had 3 interceptions. Like, there were some ugly pieces to this one. I mean, it's a win at the end of the day. They're 8-4, which is outstanding. But, it's like, I don't know. It's hard to see them making a deep run against some of these deeper teams.
Yeah, that's how I kind of feel about this. Like, how can they win against, like, a deeper team right over here? Like, how are they going to, like, gun to my head, and I should ask this, Douglas, is the 49ers going to make a postseason?
Yes.
I mean, I don't think so, but like the way they're playing, they will actually. Like I keep thinking that they're going to fall out, but like I don't know. I don't know who falls out of this picture because it's so kind of crowded up here at the bottom of the NFC right now. So it's like it's really hard to say.
Like the 49ers do have a kind of they have an easy 2 wins. They got to play against the Brownies and the Titans.
Yeah. I was kind of telling you guys, though, I think the Browns, honestly, at home, this is a tough game for them.
That could be a trap game for them.
Well, I mean, when's the last time the Browns won back-to-back games?
When's the last time they had a rookie sensation?
Ooh, wow, valid points.
Since '95, before they moved to the Ravens.
Yeah.
There's a rookie sensation. Who was that?
They're playing against the Colts, the Bears, and the Seahawks, and that's gonna be a tough murder's row of 3. So, I think I'll give them the 6. I'm gonna say they probably will not make the postseason, though. I just feel like they're gonna lose. They might win those. because that could be a trap game. They got the Titans. Their only easy one is the Titans, but then the Colts. They want to get that number 1 overall seed. Bears are fighting for their lives. Seahawks are fighting for their lives also. So that's a tough way to finish this one. So we'll see how that goes.
It's gonna be very tough, like you said, Stuart. I mean, I mentioned earlier there's gonna be 3 teams from the NFC North making the playoffs. But also I see, I mean, you can't have it simultaneously, but I can also see 3 NFC West teams making the playoffs. Rams, Seahawks, 49ers. I can assume the Rams, very confident they're going to make the playoffs. Seahawks are showing up, but the 49ers, that's a wild card right there. Not a wild card playoff spot, but it's a wild card if they're going to, push it moving forward.
I mean, the last 3 games are against current playoff teams. They're going to have to earn that spot if they make it for sure.
And I think
we gave the 49ers a 6 last week. I'm not going to shy away from that. They're going to be a 6. It's like I know they won. But like Doug said, they have a hard. You said 4 out of the last teams they play are in playoff positions. If they lose that, man, these 49ers might be going down again like last year.
Yeah, I mean, but I do feel like they're in a much more better spot than they were last year because I feel like last year they were not in. There's like one point the midpoints where they were in the postseason and they just kind of collapsed. So I think there could be some hope. We'll see how it goes for this week.
49ers do have CMC, who's not the best of offensive player, but I'd say maybe top 5 offensive players in the NFL.
This is a really silly quote, but I was just watching The Punch too because you guys got me curious on it. The top comment is defenders are taught to punch the balls out.
I mean that's true. You see quarterbacks trying to punch the ball out for fumbles. Trying to punch the balls out. Took me a little while to catch on that joke. My apologies. Punch the balls out. Juwan Jennings, are your balls still there?
Oh, man.
Anyway, that is it for this week's NFL. We should probably talk about for next week's. Let's see. I'm excited for Thanksgiving weekend where we get the Packers Lions.
Sure, you always ask us what our thoughts are for this upcoming week. Sure, what are your thoughts?
Honestly, Thursday has a lot of great games. Friday has a great game. The Bears, Eagles, both teams are fighting for this one. The 1:00 games, Texans, Colts. That's like the only interesting one. And then there's a lot of clunkers sort of. Steelers, Bills, Steelers would be interesting. And then Monday night, Sunday night is just trash.
Dude, there's a decent chance that the Detroit Lions are back in first in their division by Saturday. By the Ohio State-Michigan game, the Lions can be back in first place.
Ooh.
Please let the Thanksgiving farewell upon us.
No, I want. Here's what I want. I want my Buckeye Nation to just win a national championship and beat Michigan.
You can't ask for both, Stu. You can't have both.
I'll ask for both. I want the Chiefs.
Would you have this week? Would you have the Cowboys beat the Chiefs at home?
Don't be greedy.
Or would you have the Buckeyes beat Michigan in Ann Arbor?
Ooh. These are big questions. The Cowboys need it more to make the playoffs. The Buckeyes are already in, Stu. So you pick the Cowboys.
Sure, gun your head.
Don't be greedy.
I don't want to hear this stupid, you just win. It's an asterisk trophy. It's like, we still want an national championship.
Who would you rather win, Buckeyes or Cowboys? What?
I want the Buckeyes to win more.
Oh,
let's go Buckeyes.
That's because I just don't I hate this stupid, we want it, you only want it.
Dude, now you know how we feel every week when you say, the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. The Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl.
I still want to, you know what? Hey, there's teams that lost games in the Super Bowl. Not games, but the regular season. Unless you're the 72 Dolphins. They ain't no asterisks. You still won it. Let's be honest. The Giants in 2011.
You're right.
They still won a Super Bowl. That's not an asterisk, in my opinion.
Not asterisks. It's not asterisks.
Yeah.
College football is different, though, Stu. We all know this. Perfection is the expectation.
Sure, we have a whole nother podcast about this, but I'm an Ohio State fan, obviously. Ohio State has more vacated wins than the University of Michigan.
Yeah.
I don't know, gentlemen. I think it's going to be a banger of a game, a banger of a weekend. I'm excited.
So, Thanksgiving time always gives the best games, whether it's NFL or collegiate football. Let's go. Hopefully it's a
Let's
good
go.
weekend of football.
What a great.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great weekend of football, and I'm gonna be so excited. This is probably gonna be my most excited thing. And gentlemen, do you have any final thoughts for this week's?
I'm excited to see the Chiefs beat the Cowboys.
Oh, ugly thing that you showed, Douglas.
Oh, I'm sorry. Still, I'll show my little pencil. It's endless here, Stu. It's endless.
Anyway, gentlemen, that is it for this week. So next week we're gonna be interesting. So we're gonna do the double trouble because college football is about to be winding down for the regular season, and we're getting the conference and playoffs. So Tuesday we'll be uploading college football, and Wednesday we'll be starting week 13 NFL. We'll talk about the Thanksgiving games. We're gonna see how it goes. It's gonna be fun. I'm going to be enjoying these next 2 weeks because it's going to be fun and exciting. So as always, gentlemen, I'm going to catch you later, Mr. Gators. So as always, take care. Bye-bye.